Have air protection. They no longer have any detection facilities at all left. And so they're going to be in for a lot of hurt.
CBS's Weijia Jiang at the White House.
The president posted on social media that the U.S. has way more resources and munitions to go longer. He said the United States munitions stockpiles have, at the medium and upper medium range, never been higher or better. He goes on to say wars can be fought, quote, forever, and very successfully using just these supplies. So it does seem like he is prepared to go beyond the 4 to 5 week time frame that he himself has set.
Iran has counterattacked, in one instance using a drone to hit the U.S. Embassy in Saudi Arabia. CBS's James Laporta.
Prior to the attack, requests were set up for additional capabilities to take down drones. However, for whatever reason, those capabilities were not provided to the troops on the ground.
Britain is sending a warship to Cyprus after a drone hit on a UK base. Israel has sent some troops into southern Lebanon. Concern about a possibly prolonged war in Iran and the effect on oil prices and supplies sent Wall Street into an early morning tailspin. CBS's Jim Krasula watching developments at the gas pump.
The average price for a gallon of regular unleaded gasoline jumped 11 cents overnight to $3.11 in the U.S. According to Motor Club AAA, Majahad Reed is in Charlotte, North Carolina.
It scares me, man. We just started to get some lower prices. I was grateful for it, lower than I've seen in a long time. So if it spikes up, I'm going to be mad again at the government.
Average gas prices nationwide are now the highest they have been in more than a year.
Now to a courtroom in Georgia.
We, the jury, find the defendant guilty.
Guilty of murder and other charges for the father of a school shooting suspect. Colin Gray was accused of giving his 14-year-old son access to guns and ammunition. 2 teachers died in the 2024 attack in Winder, Georgia. In Washington, Homeland Secretary Kristi Noem is before a Senate committee defending ICE actions in the immigration crackdown and taking aim at the move to target DHS in the partial government shutdown.
The latest Democrat-led shutdown of DHS is reckless, it's unnecessary, and it undermines the American national security, and it harms the men and women who work at DHS and their families.
Wall Street, the Dow is down 700 points. This is CBS.
Every Sunday, moderator Margaret Brennan goes face-to-face with top leaders to make you better informed. Face the Nation, Sunday on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
We've got some police activity and a possible shooting reported in South King County. We'll tell you all about that in just a moment. But first, we've got KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic, and we are running delays on all of our routes. A little bit heavier. Tuesday is supposed to be one of the heaviest days of the week. Linwood to Seattle is 68 minutes on I-5 southbound. Federal Way to Seattle is 56 minutes right now. And Renton to Bellevue, let's get a check on that, is 35 minutes. So we're doing a little bit better on the east side. Quick check of the lake bridges. They are backing up as you get to the I-5 merge. That traffic is really tough. And we've also got merge traffic on the I-90 to 405 area. So it's a little bit tough. So make sure you give yourself a little bit of extra time. This report brought to you by KIRO News Radio.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Jillian Raftery. There's an active law enforcement response in South King County. Police are asking people to avoid the area around 5th and Milwaukee and Pacific. We've had multiple people text our station reporting a shooting. That is not confirmed yet by police or how many people have been hurt. We do have a reporter on the way, and we'll bring you more as soon as we have it. 2 people are accused of beating up a maintenance worker in Kent. Police tell KIRO 7 TV's Jake Chapman this all started when the maintenance worker asked them to pick up their dog's poop.
Police say she even took the worker's phone, slammed it into the ground, beat it with a wrench, then dumped water on it after it caught fire.
That's a little crazy.
A scene that Chris, who also lives at the complex, walked by.
All we saw was basically, I believe it was the maintenance worker. The ambulance was just, he was sitting on the back of the truck and they were just helping him and tending to him.
But couldn't believe what it was for.
But if it's about that, that has been an ongoing problem here.
The couple who did this is in custody. They face charges of attempted kidnapping and assault.
Police are looking for 4 masked men who robbed a gas station clerk at gunpoint in West Seattle. This happened in an industrial way on Fauntleroy Way West at 2:20 a.m. this morning. Police say the suspect took off before officers arrived. Anyone with information is asked to call the Violent Crimes Tip Line. The attacks in the Middle East could have an impact on a World Cup match right here in Seattle. Iran is supposed to play Egypt in June at Lumen Field. KIRO 7 TV's Monique Minglavin says that match could be in doubt.
The state-backed Iranian Soccer Federation could refuse to send one of its best teams in years here, or the U.S. government could actually block the team. Now, if Iran does not play, FIFA would replace them. FIFA could call up Iraq after they advanced in a playoff tie back in November, or pick a different team altogether.
And some better World Cup news for North End soccer fans. Everett has announced its official FIFA World Cup fan zone will be at Boxcar Park on the city's waterfront. They'll be June 11th, 12th, 18th, and 19th, according to the Everett Herald. Now we're going to check your weather. Mostly cloudy today with occasional showers, high of 54 degrees. Tomorrow, rain and more rain with a high of 53. It's 48 degrees right now in downtown Seattle. I'm Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy Tuesday to all of you. Nick is here, Paul is here, and Angela Paul Russell is filling in for Ursula today. Good morning, Angela.
Good morning, G.
Good to have you with us.
Yes, and I guess we can talk about it later, but Lillian brought me a treat today, and I just can't wait to share my reaction.
Yeah.
But she brought it.
She brought you them frozen grapes.
Yes, they're good. I can't believe I'd never tried it before.
Oh, good stuff.
I've been missing out.
Yep, you have. Hey, we got a big show today coming up at 9:33. The great tipping debate continues. I find it interesting that every single time here in the Seattle area, somehow, some way, the topic of tipping comes up. Well, we discussed that at 9:33, but right now, Angela's cooking with a whole bunch of top stories. Top stories of the day brought to you by Pendergast Law.
All right, this morning calls for an investigation and accountability in connection with an attack on a girls' school in Iran. It happened during the opening wave of the operation there on Saturday. A report in USA Today highlights efforts by human rights groups to provoke an investigation. It's hard to confirm the number of children killed with so many different sources, but getting info from those various sources, it's estimated to be more than 100. The Trump administration has neither ruled out nor admitted responsibility for the attack, but Tim Hawkins, a spokesperson for the U.S. Central Command, which oversees military operations, say they are aware of the reports and they will continue to take all precautions to minimize the risk of unintended harm. And since I wrote that story, there was a report that came out, I believe, from Al Jazeera Network saying they believe that this was intentional. What do you think should happen from here in terms of we still don't know if it was a strike that came from U.S. forces or if it was Israeli forces. And yes, what are your thoughts on that?
It's hard to have thoughts when none of us know. None of us have an idea as to what's going on. Look, if you just talk about the last year, it was campaigned on that there would be no new wars, right? That was the discussion. That was a conversation. It was campaigned on that they would get to the bottom of the Epstein files. It was campaigned on that you would be able to buy groceries. So the answer to your question is the same way yesterday that I just answered with questions. I'm still that way today. I don't have the answer. And one of the questions, Angela, that I keep asking this question. I don't care where you are and what side of this discussion you're on. What's next? What is the plan? And what does this look like? Is this 2 weeks? Just recently, he just said it could be 4 to 6 weeks. Is this a forever war? Is this going to last a long time? Because history has showed us every time we get involved with the Middle East, it's longer than we think it's going to be. So I don't have an answer to your question. I'm sorry. I prepared for this show, and I don't have the answer.
That's okay. I do have some thoughts. Okay. You know, Pete Hegseth, our secretary, I was going to say Secretary of Defense.
What is he?
And neglected. He's the Secretary of War.
Okay.
And you know what? I just noticed the contradiction in that, considering how, to your point, what was campaigned on versus the Secretary of War.
Yes.
But I think all of us can appreciate that stuff happens in war. I mean, he said, like, war is hell. I think we get that. The challenge I think I have, that some people have, is when you do have mistakes happen, or in this case, civilians accidentally targeted, there should be an investigation to figure out what went wrong. I mean, we just had 3 U.S. fighter jets that were shot down in Kuwait. Friendly fire. Mm-hmm. I mean, that should be investigated, right? How did that go wrong? Mm-hmm. So in this case, if you have a school that was brought down and you have more than 100 young girls killed, there should be an investigation to figure out what went wrong. And here's what I do know.
What's that?
There were reports that this school used to be, I guess, a military site, but it was more than 10 years ago. So there is a call for saying, hey, was your intelligence that off that it's been more than a decade since this was the case? So the bottom line, the net of it all is, I think reasonable people get that war is hell, and we have to investigate when you have mass casualties of civilians. And
then, to boot, the conversation is, expect that there will be many, many more, U.S. soldier lives that are taken. That comment was made. Like, I don't even know how to take a comment like that, right? If I'm a family of the armed forces, like, I don't know what it's like for that, because, again, for me, right, I know what is happening. I just don't know what the plan is. Like, what the plan is, and what we have heard is, okay, Iranian people, now this is your chance to take over the government. Huh? What is that plan? So when you've heard that, right?
I've heard it. I think I'm looking at you because I think for some of them, they're like, this was an awful regime. And so they're like, hey, we've been liberated.
I agree.
Yes.
That it was an awful regime. Dating from 1979, no doubt, awfulness. We also saw what they did to people when they were protesting.
Yeah.
I'm not blind to that.
I know. Yeah.
But my question I'm going to throw back at you is, when they say, Iranian people that are there, okay, this is your time to take over the government, what does that look like? How does that happen? What is the plan? Is this going to be over with in 4 weeks? Is it going to be over with in 2 years? 5 years? I'm not saying that what was happening wasn't awful. It was, no doubt. But what is the plan? And every time I ask that, I ask it in the newsroom. I've asked it to people that are in the military. Nobody knows.
Well, the plan is, according to the Trump administration, is that we are reducing their nuclear capabilities. So they feel like if we are able to stop the development, their progress in that space, then we are all safer.
Well, didn't they tell us a year ago, or when was it recently? Didn't they take care of all the nuclear stuff before? Didn't they say that they've eliminated all of it? Now, all of a sudden, there's still a threat again? So what is the goal now? Is there a goal of a deal to be put in place between the United States and Israel? Is that the plan? I know I'm asking. Is that a plan to get a deal?
It's going to be a rhetorical question because I don't have the answer.
Because there was a deal at one point in 2015.
Yeah, 2015, right.
And then who pulled us out of that deal?
It was President Trump.
In 2018. So is the plan to get another deal? Again, I apologize, but I'm just totally confused and just don't know what's happening next. Okay, what do you got?
Let's go. More proof that what is happening on Wall Street doesn't necessarily translate to Main Street. A new survey of 136 small businesses in Seattle and the surrounding area found they are under more financial stress than they were during COVID. The group Intentionalists conducted the survey, which included brick and mortar cafes, salons, and shops. 71% say foot traffic is lower. 63% report declining sales, including more than a quarter experiencing drops of 20% or more. Only 12% say customer demand is sufficient to cover today's cost structures. We brought this up because Charlie Harger, as you know, on Seattle's Morning News, he does a commentary every morning. Okay. And he was saying that these small businesses under pressure could face more financial challenges due to policy changes in Olympia. And I had the
I got it for you right here.
Thank you so much. It was the
Mayor
final
Katie
minute.
Wilson is 2 months into her first term. To her credit, she asked city departments this week to look at 5 to 10% budget cuts. That's worth acknowledging, but her broader agenda includes an expanded jumpstart payroll tax, a $30 minimum wage, a local capital gains tax, and a vacancy tax. Those are real costs headed toward businesses already running on fumes. And Olympia is piling on from the other direction. Last year, the legislature raised the B&O tax rate on service businesses. Now, the B&O tax is a tax on the gross revenue, and every dollar that comes into your business is taxed, not just profits. Now there's a bill that would let counties add their own B&O tax on top of what businesses already pay the city and state. Another would add a 5% payroll tax on businesses with workers earning above $125,000. We're talking 3 layers of tax on gross receipts. The big companies have options. The small business owner on your block doesn't. The woman who opened the cafe you love, the guy running the bookstore your kids grew up in, they don't have the resources to relocate to Bellevue. They only have the neighborhood they bet everything on. The big companies, big businesses have lobbyists. The small ones have a survey. And based on what's coming out of City Hall and Olympia, nobody's read it.
And I should mention that when Charlie was talking about Mayor Katie Wilson, some of these things are proposals or things she's called for, so not implemented. When we talk about Olympia right now, I mean, these are things being debated and proposed right now, and it seems like every legislative session, G, they return with some new tax.
First of all, I'm trying not to get fired up, but you got me fired up. I was just having a discussion. By the way, I had a very good conversation with Omari Salisbury. Shout out to Omari because
Hi, Omari.
I just think Omari with Converge Media, the conversation it was needed. I needed to have it with someone, and I had it with him. And so now that you're bringing up this topic, let me just be crystal clear. The Democrats in Olympia that are in the majority of all of the stuff going on in this state don't have a damn clue. The Democrats that are in Olympia that are doing this stuff, this is just dumb already. This state right now is so anti-small business, it's not even funny. They care we care, but no, you don't. The new tax of the ad services, the advertising services now subject to retail tax, the B&O tax, this tax. Like, it's almost like they have this thing that's basically said, oh, you have a small business? We can't stand you. It is absolutely gosh awful in this state. And it's like you have one, I don't even know if you got a job. You just sit there and you just, we're the majority and we don't have to be challenged on anything. As a matter of fact, the biggest damn news coming from the Democrats has been one of them drinking on the job. Seriously.
Do you think we have activists in these positions instead of elected officials?
Yes. Bunch of whole idea folks walking around. I'm going to walk around and I'm going to just show you my thesis statement that I prepared in college. I did a term paper on this and this is what, and you just trying stuff out. Just no damn clue. And by the way, I hope they hear me. I hope they hear me because they definitely not talking to these small businesses. Because these small businesses are shutting down all day, every single day. These taxes are atrocious right now for them. I apologize for getting so emotional, but it has to be said that those folks down in Olympia are for sure cut off from reality and have no damn clue of what's happening here in this state.
We want to take a deeper dive into this issue. And so tomorrow we are going to have the founder of The Intentionalist, the group that conducted this survey of the businesses. She does this year round. I mean, she works with small businesses year round. She's going to give us some real insight into the study that she did, the survey. We got a text from Liz in Gig Harbor saying, yep, we get 0 deductions for our business. We are a one log truck company, no deductions. And what we mean by that is, again, when you do the B&O tax,
yes,
from the state.
Yes.
You don't get to, they just go off your revenue, not any expenses that you have. So as a consumer, that worries me because it incentivizes you cutting corners if you're arrested because I can't deduct any of my materials that I use.
Right.
All of it makes zero sense.
And then you go into the business, right? You go into, let's just call it ma and pa business, okay? You go into ma and pa business and you go in there and you go to buy something in ma and pa business. And you looking at them and you go to buy one thing and you're like, oh my goodness, ma and pa, why is this so expensive? Ma and pa is like, we have no choice. Or we either charge you that or we close down. And I'm just, oh man.
I know. Okay, to get you fired up more, let me get to our next top story. Let's hit it really quick. Let's get G's blood pressure down, or maybe we'll just keep it up. A teenager detained 3 times by police in one night still got to go home to his mom. According to Fox 13, 6 people were damaging property at a store Friday night. This was in Tukwila. Officers got there. They arrested 1 adult, 1 juvenile. The rest of the group got aggressive and had to get a priority response. The juvenile who was detained was not taken into custody and instead got a ride to the light rail station so he could go home. Rather than going home, he went right back to the same store. Officers spotted him, called his mom to pick him up this time. According to Tukwila police, as the suspect's mom was attempting to leave, the kid jumped out of her car. Once again, the kid returned and allegedly started spitting on their patrol cars. This time, they arrested him, took him to juvenile detention, but they denied him booking. So, officers took him back to his mom's house in Renton. There you go. Feeling good?
Yeah. I can't.
You can't make some of this stuff up. Here's the deal.
Go ahead.
Some of these policies were created in terms of not overly, because we know that putting kids in juvenile detention long-term doesn't work. Right. But this doesn't work either. No. And this is not equity. Mm-hmm. Because that's their whole name. This is about equity and this is about this. And
I'm gonna call them thesis statement politicians. There's a damn politicians walking around. Well, I studied this in law school, and I learned that you want to be equity for the African Americans, and you want to choose them so right. But go ahead.
Yeah, and we have no idea, by the way, the ethnicity or race of this person. But I think to your point, what you're calling out is
policy.
They were we get why change needed to happen. This ain't it. Mm. This is not it, because there should be some kind of middle ground, just like they have now with police. They're like, okay, we're going to send mental health counselors to the scene instead of police officers in some cases when a person is clearly having a crisis. In this case, okay, if it's not jail, where do we send this kid so the kid we can see what's going on? Clearly there's something going on.
There's definitely something going on. 3 times? 3 times.
And his mom clearly, and we like I said, we don't know what's going on. That's what I said. But sending him home isn't the answer. Home isn't working.
And sending them back out in the street ain't the answer either. Sending them home, sending them on the street. And again, if something were to happen to my wife after somebody done some stuff like this, and I got to know, well, we sent him home, and we let him know, hey, little Johnny, don't do it again. And he goes out and does something to my wife or to your family member or your loved one. Oh. By the way, did you purposely get these topics to get me hot? I'm sweating right now.
Well, listen, I'm taking away from this segment thesis statement politicians.
Man, these old thesis statement politicians. Wait a minute. Earlier today, did you say that they wanting $30 an hour?
I have not been able to confirm. I have to get Charlie in here for that. But I think maybe there are things that politicians throw around, and then when they get in office, what's feasible. And so I don't know where that stands right now. So we'd have to ask her.
Listen. I totally understand minimum wage going up for the people. I raise my hand to that. But you have to give some type of tax credit to the business. It's not hard, Johnny. That's why when I come on the air, I am sober and have not had a drink. Coming up next, the great tipping debate continues. Gee and Ursula.
The John Curley Show.
When people sit there and they see people with the American flag and they're utterly disgusted because they associate the flag and USA with Donald Trump, don't do that. You're doing yourself an amazing disservice.
Weekdays 3 to 7.
You could dislike Donald Trump, but you can still love America. It's like discounting Photograph from Nickelback, which is actually a pretty good song. Think of the fact that you love this country, and what you love about it is it's inclusive. Good. Include others.
Watch the John Curley Show live on YouTube.
Nobody should drink and drive. It's absolutely dangerous. But DUI Heroes cares for their clients as individuals who have made a mistake. So if you or a loved one have made an unfortunate mistake of driving under the influence and pulled over for DUI, DUI Heroes are there for you. They will understand you, represent you, and defend you. Jonathan and his team, they're wonderful people and exceptional at what they do. DUI Heroes, your DUI defense specialist, DUIHeroes.com.
The Albert Lee Appliance Clearance Center, now open in Kent. Enjoy warehouse sale pricing year-round. Save up to 70% on closeout, scratch and dents, overstock, and floor models. First come, first serve savings on all kitchen and laundry products restocked daily. Thermador, Fisher & Paykel, Samsung, Whirlpool, GE Profile, and Cafe, plus many more. Bring a truck and U-Haul to maximize savings. The Albert Lee Appliance Clearance Center in Kent. Visit albertlee.biz for details.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck, and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment, coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. 5 years of Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to the devices that need them most, that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. And that keeps you gaming in the fast lane, even when the whole family is banking on bandwidth. All your devices working in perfect harmony for 5 whole years. And here's the best part. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included. Plus, get online in no time with same-day Wi-Fi. Hey, let's face it, a lot can change in 5 years. Kids grow taller, dreams grow bigger, but your Wi-Fi, it would stay reliable and the price would stay put. The Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity. Imagine that. Select plans only. Restrictions apply. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025. Actual speeds vary. Xfinity Internet powered by fiber and connected to the premises by coaxial cable.
Whether you've done some preparation already or you're just beginning to plan for your retirement, it's never too late to make sure you have everything covered. Elder law attorney Rajiv Nagayach joins me. You have an opportunity coming soon that will help answer some important questions, don't you?
We do. And every month we take 3 or 4 opportunities to go to the communities and educate people about what proper retirement planning is. The notion of retirement planning around having a hodgepodge plan, working with a financial planner, a lawyer, a CPA, a doctor, those pieces by themselves are not going to give you the results you want in retirement.
And you and the LifePoint Law team want to teach us about the Safe Harbor Trust?
They do. The single biggest financial threat in retirement is an uncovered medical illness. A Safe Harbor Trust, it should be a must in most of these estates, but is not.
Be part of the next seminar in Tacoma on March 10th, Bellevue on the 12th, Federal Way on the 14th, and Everett March 17th. Learn more and secure your space at lifepointlaw.com. That's lifepointlaw.com.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it today at carsforkids.org. Your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call 1-877-CARS4KIDS to donate your car today. That's cars with a K.
Remember that time we were driving through France and for some reason we didn't have GPS?
Oh, for some reason? That reason would be that you didn't plug your phone in because you didn't have a charger.
Yeah, because I let you borrow my phone so you could call your mother, and you're on the phone for like 30 minutes telling her where we are. But that aside, we didn't know where we were going. We did fight a little bit because we didn't know where we were going. I think that Longevity Medical Clinic is like the GPS for us. They tell us which turns to make. They tell us which directions to go, right?
They do. And now I feel like the two of us together have a clear path and we have more control over our own health care.
Right, exactly. So you don't have to get out of the car and try to find information somewhere. It's all right there. As you're aging, all the little sort of turns you have to make in order to be able to have lots of energy and to enjoy your life. So for as far as I'm concerned, Longevity Medical Clinic is our GPS. Do what Nick and I have done. Take a free health analysis at lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com.
Aetna was there for me as I was going through a rough medical patch this year. I had peace of mind, which helped with my healing.
Those words from a real Aetna Medicare Advantage member speak to why U.S. News & World Report named us a best Medicare Advantage company. Because we show up on calls with members and doctors' offices when requested. We show up with the latest in online tools for easier access to healthcare. We show up for you. Because that's how healthier happens together. Member feedback has been edited for length and clarity.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Jillian Raftery. We are following a law enforcement response in the South King County city of Pacific this morning. Listeners have been contacting us saying there's a huge response and that there was a shooting. Police have not confirmed this, but they did post on Facebook asking people to avoid the area of 5th and Milwaukee so first responders can work. They do say it is not a mass casualty incident and that there is no outstanding threat. We are working to get more information and have a reporter on the way there. As the violence across the Middle East intensifies, many experts are questioning whether regime change in Iran can be successful. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey spoke with one of those experts.
UW professor of Persian studies, Dr. Arya Fani, tells me inside Iran, citizens are happy the Ayatollah is now gone, but they're not so hopeful for regime change because they've seen it before in Iraq and Afghanistan.
It's just Groundhog Day in America. That's what it feels like. Every day, a new war, brand new excuses, and this time will be different. This time will be different.
President Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu urged Iranians to take back control of their country as airstrikes began over the weekend. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
A Georgia man has been convicted in a trial related to a deadly school shooting.
Colin Gray's son Colt is accused of killing 2 students and 2 teachers in a shooting at Appalachia High School outside of Atlanta in September of 2024.
Count 1, murder in the second degree. We, the jury, find the defendant guilty. Count 5, involuntary manslaughter, unfaithful act. We, the jury, find the defendant guilty.
Prosecutors say Gray gave his son the gun and ammunition used in the school shooting despite repeated signs his son was having severe mental health issues. Jim Crisula, CBS News.
Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem defends the recent immigration crackdown in front of the Senate Judiciary Committee. Minnesota Democrat Amy Klobuchar pushed her to answer for high-profile incidents, including agents targeting off-duty police officers.
Are you defending stopping off-duty police officers? I would like to hear you talk about some of the operations that we've done to bring people to justice. When you only talk about these situations like this that we are conducting, and you don't talk about the good work that they do to protect people from being victimized, right?
Noem says the enforcement has led to a more secure border and a safer U.S. overall. Now we're going to check your KIRO News Radio real-time traffic, and we are incrementally better. Our north-south routes are still feeling a lot of pressure. The I-5 slowing starts in South Center, actually. You get a break, and then slowing starts again around Boeing Field. Right now, Linwood to Seattle in the southbound direction is 66 minutes. Federal Way to Seattle, 45 minutes, so that's a little bit better. Lake bridges are now clear. 405 northbound Renton to Bellevue, still seeing a lot of pressure, 29 minutes to make that drive. Bothell to Bellevue, about the same, with some slowing getting out of Canyon Park. That's 29 minutes. This report brought to you by Seattle Sports. Download the Seattle Sports app to stay in the know with the latest news, scores, and opinions about your favorite teams. Your weather report shows increasing showers at a high of 54. Rain again tomorrow. It is 48 degrees in downtown Seattle right now. I'm Jillian Raftery with KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Your dog ain't sweating no more. I was sweating before.
during the break.
I'm really scared because I think this next story is gonna...
It's gonna fire me up too?
I'm sorry.
I can't get a break? All right, well, come up at 9:47. We're gonna play the world famous game, Would You Rather? All right, Angela, what you got?
All right, here's the scenario. Okay. We've all been there. You stop by your local coffee shop or you run into a deli to grab a sandwich. Mm-hmm. You pay for your food, and then comes the flip of that iPad with the tip screen on it. Mm-hmm. How do you handle this moment? Following a Bankrate survey that found 41% of Americans think tipping culture is out of control, Axios Seattle spoke to people here about tipping, and here were some of the responses. Tipping, always, all services, especially drive-through and takeout, 20 to 25%, wrote one reader. Someone else said, an extra couple of dollars on my order isn't that much for me to pay, but means a lot to someone working for minimum wage. Who did they talk to? I'm sorry. But what about tipping for takeout? Tips are supposed to be for table service over and above cooking the food. Makes no sense to me to tip for takeout now that Seattle servers make at least minimum wage. I question the entire rationale. This is Greg, and I'll give you one more. I figure if they see I've added 15%, they'll be good to me. If no tip, well, perhaps I might get shorted on an ingredient or two. Axios adds that nationally, etiquette experts say 15 to 20% remains standard for sit-down service, while takeout tips are optional and often smaller. A couple of dollars or rounding up is perfectly acceptable. How are you feeling about the takeout piece? This is where I like the sit down no-brainer. And I know you are a heavy tipper, but you have to acknowledge that the takeout thing is kind of crazy.
Okay.
Or if you just handed me a donut.
Okay, so first let me say this. I hate it every time I see it, especially on the takeouts. Now, and we're accustomed to, we totally understand sit down, server, pay for your bill, 20+% tip. Totally. We totally get that. It's tough when you pull up to the kiosk and you want a water bottle and you go to pay and there's a potential for tip allocation there. Or you show up to the takeout, you just ordered it, you got to pick it up to go, and they're asking you to put a tip. Or you go to this restaurant, and they have those newer restaurants now where they're just like, hey, you just order right there, pay for the tip, and you stand off to the side, and here comes your food. Yes, I am in a financial situation where I have no problem tipping, right? No problem. But there is a sense of responsibility, like a sense of you almost have to when they turn that tip thing around and looking at you and it starts at 18%. Like some of them, they'd be funny. They'd be starting at 18%. Like all I did was just order something right here. And then you have to physically go in there and go, no tip. You know what I'm saying? And so that way you kind of feel a certain type of way. Like when you go to teriyaki these days to get some teriyaki and you pay for your food before you go. Now, do you tip? Yeah, because I want some extra chicken on my teriyaki. But the tip thing is ridiculous. Your thoughts on tips?
I am one of those people that am just so offended by how aggressive it's become. Mm-hmm. And just to piggyback on your point, some of the screens now, I actually saw one go to 30%. I saw one go from 20, 25, or 30. And I was like, who did this? Yeah. And so it's one thing if you're able to just click no thanks or whatever. Mm-hmm. But when you do say no, they make you go through all these steps. Yeah. So everybody can see that you're punching all the things. Like it's absolutely ridiculous.
Now, Angela, I have a question for you and everyone. So help me understand what you do. You go to a restaurant, you sit down, you have your meal. The bill comes, you go to look at the bill. And there's a service charge that's already been applied. And then there's a spot where you tip. Let's say the service charge already is 15%. What do you do?
I ask. This is a situation I have experienced. Yeah. I directly ask the server, does this money go to you? And if they say it does not go to them, then I tip. But many times when I've seen those service charges, they say, oh, yeah, we get some of it. And then if the service was extraordinary, I'll go a little bit above that part. Because especially if it's only 15%. Because I'm typically like to do 20. It's easy math.
Yeah. So you can ask my wife this. I'm sorry. when you put that service charge there, I apologize, restaurant folks, nothing makes me more mad.
Really?
Yeah, because it is too vague. You just said yourself, some say, yes, we get it. Some say, yeah, we kind of get a portion. So where's your money going? Like, I don't have a problem giving you my money. I want to know exactly where it's going. I came in, okay, service was great, food was great, everything was outstanding. But then now you're going to give me a 15%. Like, already, I understand I'm paying a higher amount for food. Okay, cool. Then you're going to slap a service charge? So I just have a rule. And I tell the server, hey, if it has a service charge, I apologize. That's what I'm giving you. I don't tip on top of service charge.
Really?
No.
You don't even ask them. You just, like,
Nope.
if the service charge is there.
If the service charge is there and it automatically... When I go to look up the restaurant and Lillian's trying to find out, it doesn't say, hey, just to let you know, when you show up, there will be a service charge. They don't say that.
It needs to say on the receipt, the service charge goes to blah, blah, blah. They need to, because I've seen some where they say it's retained by the establishment. I've seen that.
Mm-hmm.
I had a situation recently after my grandmother's funeral. We had a repast.
Okay.
And it was 25 of us in a banquet room.
Okay.
And we had one server for all of us. And this guy, oh my goodness, he was extraordinary. He got, and I'm going somewhere with this, he got all the drinks. He set up the buffet. We saw nobody else. So then there's a 20% charge that was built into the receipt. So I said, well, what happens with this? I asked him, and he said, well, it's shared with everybody here.
Okay.
I said, for the last 3 hours, we only saw, we got no drinks from the bar. We got no, so we took care of him separately.
Okay.
But in this case, he told us a trick for how to remove the 20% and help him. But my point is, it's really interesting. I think it's always interesting to ask. Okay. Maybe you could start asking.
I will say this. If there is a group of us and there's an automatic gratuity of 20%, I understand that.
Absolutely.
And then I will tip on top of that. I totally understand the big group automatic 20% because some of y'all out here have made it bad on folks having a group and having a $750 bill and tipping the server $10. I totally understand that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about me and my wife sitting down, having a meal, and there's a 15% service charge. No. Okay, then there's your tip. There's your tip. All right. Coming up next, world famous Would You Rather game. Next, Gee Ursula.
KIRO News Radio, where you turn for the news you depend on.
Two competing budget proposals. Senators want to be aggressive, they say.
Traffic.
We have a stall on westbound 16.
Conversation.
If they pass this thing and Governor Ferguson signs it into law, I think there's going to be a mass political sea change in Washington State.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
They're bringing it home again.
Broadcasting live from the KIRO News Radio YouTube channel. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
The stock market was on fire in 2025 due to AI and tech stocks. Now is the time to set a strategy for 2026. It's a good opportunity to lock in those gains and invest into a stable platform. With $8 trillion in cash sitting on the sidelines, investors are either scared or unsure where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rurucka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
If you've been injured in a car accident, you have two choices: handle everything yourself or hire an experienced attorney. Go it alone, and you'll be on the phone with insurance adjusters, chasing medical records, fighting for lost wages, and trying to figure out what your case is really worth. Hire the right attorney, and they take all that off your plate so you can focus on getting better. Harold Carr Law Offices has a dedicated team of 48 people and more than 35 years of experience handling car accident cases right here in our community. Harold Carr Law Offices handles big cases and small ones while still treating their clients like family. Here's the difference they make. They save you time, reduce your stress, and get you significantly more money than you'd ever get on your own. Harold Carr Law Offices fights for you at no out-of-pocket cost to you. If you're in a car accident, call them right away. Visit carlaw.com. 2 R's in car. Car accident? Call CAR.
Carpal tunnel syndrome. Heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
It's cold outside, and if you're noticing it's taking forever to heat your home, there are cold spots in certain rooms, your furnace turns off and on a lot, or it never stops, or maybe your energy bill is just way too high. These are all warning signs that your home needs a blanket. There may be something wrong with your insulation, which means not only are you uncomfortable in your own home, but you could be wasting hundreds or thousands of dollars a year in lost energy. Call Insulation Northwest today, and we'll send one of our professionals to give you a fast, free energy inspection to determine if there is a problem. And if there is a problem, we can fix it fast. Most jobs are completed in 1 day. You have nothing to lose. The inspection is free and only takes about an hour and could save you thousands. Keep the heat in, the cold out, and your energy bill low. Call Insulation Northwest today. Insulation Northwest, the real insulation company.
Please ask if you qualify for thousands of dollars of free rebates from your energy company.
InsulationNorthwest.com. Jackson Hewitt knows taxes are complicated, and with multiple jobs and tax forms, they're like Sonata complicated. Our no surprise pricing keeps things simple. Jackson Hewitt does your taxes for only $149 or less. And since we know all the new tax codes, you could get thousands back. So what are you waiting for? Hurry. File with Jackson Hewitt today for only $149 or less, guaranteed. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Progressive Insurance knows pets, and one of the biggest differences between people and pets is that we don't eat things off the floor. But dogs definitely will, and it makes them so happy, no matter what it looks like, smells like, or what state of decomposition it's in. We all want to go through life that carefree, and that's also why you should get Progressive Pet Insurance, because they eat things off the floor. So protect your pet from all the questionable life decisions they make. You know where they drink from when you're gone, right? Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Covered subject to policy terms and conditions.
Hey, you. Yes, you. Listening to me with your earbuds up on the roof? It's not worth it. Jake Skorheim here. Valentine Roofing is giving everyone 1 year of free roof maintenance when you purchase a new roof this month. That's professional care keeping you safely on the ground. And with flexible financing available and payments as low as $159 a month, Valentine sure makes it easy. So stay off your roof. Instead, call 206 Roofing and schedule your free estimate. Then reserve your spot on their spring schedule. Call 206 Roofing today.
It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy Tuesday. What a spirited 9 o'clock hour. Coming up at 10 o'clock, we will have Luke Ducey join us to have local reaction to what's going on in Iran. And then Chris Sullivan will also join us to talk about work zone speed camera enforcement. So that happens at 10 o'clock. But right now, it's the world famous game of Would You Rather. Would you rather, since we've been talking about tipping, here we go. Would you rather tip 25% every time, or never tip again but pay 20% higher menu prices?
My turn?
Yeah.
I would rather pay 20% higher on the menu price. I would just I wish they would just set the price.
Yeah.
Let demand go from there along with the services they provide and let it stand and just pay people. I don't like the confusion and the ambiguity that goes along with the tipping culture.
I agree. Paul?
I got no problem paying a little bit more and skipping the tips, because it opens up the possibility, if you like the service enough, then you can add the tip after paying the 20% more. If you really loved it, but if you know, instead of going in there, oh, I got a tip, I got to spend this, I got to do this and that, so the workers get enough. Why don't I pay enough for everyone to take care of the things? And if I really like the service, hey, here's a little extra. Why don't you have a little, go get you a drink after your shift or something, because I really liked your service.
Nick?
I have the same mindset as Paul, but I'm the half glass empty guy, where I will pay the extra 20%. But if the service is poor, instead of giving less of a tip, I'm not coming back to that place again. So it's a little more hardball that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Would you rather tip generously even if the service is mid, or tip strictly based on performance every single time?
Again, what would I rather do, or what do I do?
What would you rather do? Either tip no matter what, even if the service is mid, or just tip strictly on the performance?
I wish I could say I was strict enough to say it was performance based, but I'm tipping every time. I got a very soft spot for the people that take care of me.
Yeah, I'm more of consistency. I just want consistency. I don't like that feeling of just ambiguity and are you just having a really rough day? Is your kid sick and it's just your second shift? So, yeah, I'd rather just be consistent.
Would you rather end tipping culture completely tomorrow, or just make it a flat rate of 18% everywhere? Flat rate tips. Or completely get rid of tipping culture.
Oh, can someone else go first?
I'll start. Okay. Get rid of tipping culture.
Yeah,
and raise the prices of the food.
Yeah, you were mentioning you get in the weeds. It gets complicated. It gets convoluted. I think if we eliminate tipping culture, I think that we could just, hey, we know that they're getting paid this. They can cover their bottom lines, and we're paying enough to make sure that the business is getting enough coming in there. I think Nick pointed out a good thing. That's the ultimate thing. If the food and the service is good and the prices fit there, I'm going to keep coming back. But if the service isn't worth it, then you
try somewhere else.
Yeah, you miss out on the whole, not just the tip. You miss out on me as a customer.
I like the idea of getting rid of tipping culture too. And I'll give we got a text from 206 on Japan and how it's considered rude there. And I remember I've visited, a few places, and Japan was the only place when I came back home I was sad. Because for 2 weeks I lived in this environment where people were being kind for the sake of being kind. I worry that if you have a flat 18%, people don't have the incentive. You're going to do it anyway. Yeah. I feel like if you just get rid of tipping culture, I think establishments will demand that you offer good service, because like Nick said, people won't come back.
Well, like you said in Japan, they don't like tipping because it's almost considered like you're feeling sorry for them. So it's like, oh, here's a little extra thing. So I feel like there's this fake charade in America where it's like, oh, we're helping them out because, by paying them a little extra. Well, in the first place, you're paying them not enough, and the tipping is kind of like a, masking effect.
And you're giving the protection, when you're the consumer there, if you have the tip, you think you get to be all high and mighty and get to, call the shots, everything. If there's no tipping culture, if a person is not respecting your staff, not respecting your space, hit the road, Jack. I'm not worried about my tips. I'm not worried about getting that extra little bump from dealing with this, jerk or something like that.
Well,
go ahead.
One thing that, the discussion about if the food's not, the service isn't good, you're not coming back. Well, let's be clear. If you go to a restaurant or somewhere to eat and the food and the service was just okay, let's just say it wasn't terrible, but it was just okay, you're not going back anyways. Most people don't go back to just okay. As a matter of fact, if you go to the percentages of where you go back to, that place outside of default McDonald's and default the big box chain food places, restaurants and stuff, they have to hit a high bar for you to come back. So this is why it's so tough in the restaurant industry, because you have to be excellent for you to go back. What's our spot we went to in Burien? My man Tony.
Oh, yeah, Classic Eats.
Classic Eats. Like, every time I go to Classic Eats, they nail it. 10 out of 10.
It was so good.
In Burien. I haven't been back since me and you. You know what I mean? Not that I don't like the food. I do plan on going back, but I'm just trying to show you how hard it is to get repeat business.
Yes. Here's the question.
Yeah.
Would you rather have good food or good service? If you could only pick one. And it doesn't mean the food is bad necessarily, but which is the higher, good food or good service?
Okay. Good service.
I'm good service.
Good service.
I'll come back for good service.
I'll come back for good service. Nick, what would you rather have, good food or good service?
It's a hard one, but I'm going to go with good food just because you can block out the noise with the people. But it's like if the food is bad,
Why would I be there anyway?
Because the person is so nice and they treat you like royalty.
But a lot of times, my favorite foods I can get at home. You know what I'm saying? My favorite foods I get at home.
Oh, Lillian.
I go out for the ambiance, the people, the service. Good talks. Hey, coming up next, Sully's going to join us to talk about work zone speed camera enforcement. And Luke Ducey's going to give us the local reaction to what's going on in Iran. We'll do that next. Gee Ursula.
Insulation rebates from PSE are at historic highs. American Crawl Space and Pest Services gave over $3 million in PSE insulation rebates last year, more than any contractor in Washington. Homeowners, business owners, and PSE trust American Crawl Space and Pest Services. Was your home built before 1990? Visit AmericanCrawl.com to see how much you can save on replacing your insulation.
American Crawl, the heroes you call.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ENJOY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
When was the last time you watched your home movies? Disasters strike unexpectedly. Every year, American families lose the one thing they'd run back into a burning building for: their family's memories. Hi, I'm Nick.
And I'm Adam. We started Legacy Box to help save your family's most important recorded moments so you don't have to worry.
Load Legacy Box with your old movies, film reels, and shoeboxes of photos.
We work our digitizing magic, converting those memories right to the cloud so they're safe and accessible forever.
It's fast, we always send your originals back, and it's done right here in the USA.
Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box. Better Homes and Garden, Real Simple, and Inc. magazine are all talking about Legacy Box.
New York Times columnist David Pogue says, have them digitized. I wish I'd done it sooner. Take action. Save your family's memories today with Legacy Box.
Go to legacybox.com/value to get an incredible 50% off your Legacy Box. That's legacybox.com/value for 50% off while supplies last. legacybox.com/value.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 206-529-1111 or visit revivemenshealth.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM, and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News. This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by JTV.com.
I'm Steve Kathan. President Trump has strong words for Iran as U.S. and Israeli forces pound targets in that country for a fourth day.
The president says it had to be done.
It was my opinion that they were going to attack first.
Speaking from the Oval Office during a meeting with the German chancellor, Trump said he stopped a nuclear war.
But if we didn't do what we're doing right now, you would have had a nuclear war and they would have taken out many countries because you know what? They're sick people.
The president says Iran's top leadership has been taken out. But now what?
The worst case would be we do this and then somebody takes over who's as bad as the previous person, right? That could happen.
Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
Iran has unleashed counterattacks on several Middle East countries, hitting the U.S. Embassy in Saudi Arabia in one drone attack. CBS's Imtiaz Tayeb.
6 key Gulf nations are on the verge of ending their neutrality in the U.S. and Israel's war against Iran after accusing Tehran of, quote, reckless and indiscriminate attacks on their territories.
Britain is sending a warship to Cyprus after a drone hit on a UK base. Israel today sent some troops into southern Lebanon. Concerned about a possibly prolonged war in Iran and the impact on oil prices has rattled investors today.
Costs from oil and energy for the economy are both headwinds. Certainly markets are reacting to both.
Analyst Michael Farr, at one point the Dow was down more than 1,200 points. It's now down around 600. This man in Charlotte is keeping an eye on the gas pump.
We just started to get some lower prices. I was grateful for it, lower than I've seen in a long time. So if it spikes up, I'm going to be mad again at the government.
Well, now to a courtroom in Georgia.
We, the jury, find the defendant guilty this third day of March 2026, signed for person.
Guilty of murder and other charges for the father of a school shooting suspect. Colin Gray was accused of giving his 14-year-old son access to guns and ammunition. 2 teachers died in that attack in 2024 in Winder, Georgia. Homeland Secretary Kristi Noem is before a Senate committee for the first time since the fatal shooting of 2 Americans in Minnesota during the recent immigration crackdown. Pressed by Democrats about references in those cases to domestic terrorism.
But how about specifically calling them domestic terrorists without any evidence of that?
Sir, ma'am, I did not call him a domestic terrorist. I said it appeared to be an incident of.
I think the parents saw it for what it was.
And checking Wall Street again, the Dow is down 517. The S&P is off 80 points. This is CBS News.
Looking for spring jewelry looks? Find them at Jewelry Television. New customers get $20 off purchases of $99 or more at jtv.com.
We're going to hear from a reporter at the scene of a reported shooting in Pacific, Washington. That in just a moment. But first, your KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. And we are easing quite a bit with volumes on the road. Linwood to Seattle on southbound I-5 is 46 minutes. It's down from 66 minutes about an hour ago. Federal Way to Seattle is 39 minutes in the northbound direction. Renton to Bellevue on 405, 25 minutes. Bothell to Bellevue, 24 minutes. We've cleared all our collisions at this point, and the lake bridges are clear. And the North End Drive, once you get past Mount Lake Terrace, is a speed limit drive as well as the South End. So we're expecting commute times to go down significantly, but still have some patience on that north-south getting into Seattle. This report brought to you by the KIRO Newsradio App. Text app to 888-973-5476 to download the KIRO News Radio app. Listen to your favorite shows and get the latest news and updates sent straight to your phone.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Jillian Raftery. We have been following police activity in the South King County city of Pacific. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch is there. James, listeners told us this was some sort of shooting. What do we know so far?
That's what we're told. We arrived here in the town of Pacific about 10 minutes ago. The large police activity here at Milwaukee and 5th Avenue Northwest in the town of Pacific. A huge police presence, multiple agencies here, ambulances and fire trucks all here. We're told there was a shooting this morning. We don't have a lot of details. Still waiting on the public information officer that we're told is about a half hour away to get more details about this shooting. What we do know is that police have said that in spite of what was initially thought to be a multi-casualty situation is not that. They also say that there's no ongoing threat to the community. We're still trying to figure out what happened here, how that might have impacted Alpac Elementary, again, just a block away. We're looking for that information, and as soon as we have it, we'll pass it on to our listeners. In the town of Pacific, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Thank you so much, James. Washington drivers are feeling the pain at the pump as the conflict in the Middle East sends oil markets into turmoil. Gas prices in the state are now 45% higher than the national average, and data from AAA shows the average gallon has gone up 43 cents in just a month. Washington gas prices have routinely topped the charts in the U.S., but analysts warn prices could climb even higher if the conflict drags on. And we will have reporter Luke Ducey on the Gee and Ursula Show talking about Middle East reaction in just a moment. The state is expanding its work zone speed camera program. There are 6 mobile cameras working in Western Washington right now. That number will grow to 15 by 2027. Those cameras will also be expanded to the entire state. State Patrol's Chris Loftus says the fines are changing as well.
Right now, it's a zero fine on the first one. The second one you get $248. Starting July 1st, the first one's going to move from 0 to 125.
The State Patrol issued more than 54,000 violations during the first 10 months the cameras were active, starting last April. Now a check on your weather. Showers increasing throughout the day, a high of 54. Rain and more rain with a high of 53 on Wednesday. More rain Thursday. It's 52 degrees outside right now in downtown Seattle. I'm Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Hey, good morning, y'all. It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Angela Poe Russell fills in for Ursula. Good morning, Angela.
Good morning to you, G. How's your blood pressure?
Come on. It's down. You know, I just want to say I blame you for it. Because those stories you had, you knew you was going to get me fired up, man. I was fired up at 9. But I'm going to calm down right now. Plus, I'm also calm because I got to tell you something. So I was getting ready to go to bed last night, about 7:45 last night. Now getting into the bed, and Lillian comes in and she says, hey, I want you to take some frozen grapes to Angela. And I was like, oh, okay. And then she says, oh, wait, you go to the gym in the morning, so therefore they're not going to be frozen. So she goes downstairs, she gets a bag to bring it in and this little frozen brick block thing. She's like, hey, I set some stuff aside so you can take it to her so it can still be frozen. So she wanted to make sure that you got some frozen grapes with some Kool-Aid on there.
She is the best. I mean, I was so touched yesterday by you saying how her being next to you helps you sleep.
Yeah.
And it was just so sweet. And then hearing how I just thought it was so sweet. So thank you, Lillian. I love the frozen grapes. They're amazing. And that Kool-Aid gives it that little tang.
I'm surprised Lillian didn't give you like that hard cooler like the construction workers out there.
Right. Okay. Let's get to it. We got news to get to.
What's new at 10?
Violence is intensifying across the Middle East. Iran struck the U.S. Embassy in Saudi Arabia with a drone, causing a small fire and minor damage. And the conflict has also spread to Lebanon, where the Iranian-aligned group Hezbollah has fired rockets towards Israel. KIRO Newsradio's Luke Ducey spoke with two prominent Iranian Americans who don't think there will be regime change in Iran anytime soon. Luke Ducey, good morning.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Yeah, two really interesting things happening right now, especially here locally. Two different viewpoints emerging from Iranian Americans on whether, number one, military action should be used in this conflict at all, and also, while there seems to be agreement that leadership change is a good thing, getting rid of the Ayatollah, there are divides on pursuing a policy of, quote, regime change and who should be the next leader of Iran if there is, in fact, a change in leadership. For instance, Iranian Americans like Homera Bakhtiari, who moved here 2 decades ago, tells KIRO 7 TV, she praises President Trump and the ongoing U.S. and Israeli military strikes and the potential for regime change.
Many people may not be pro-Trump, but what he's doing is helping Iranian to get this brutal regime.
We've also heard from thousands of protesters across the country and also here in our area, Seattle, Bellevue, and other cities and towns over the weekend, calling for peaceful resolution in Iran. The Trump administration and his supporters would argue that U.S. and Israeli strikes are crippling Iran's short-range missile and nuclear capabilities, but protesters say, the same can be achieved with diplomacy and not violence. So that's one issue right there, just on the military strikes. When it comes to regime change, let's dive in there a little bit. There is a perceived power vacuum happening right now. And I say perceived because we don't know how much damage was done to the leadership in Iran yet. So we don't know if there is a power vacuum per se or not. We have to wait and see how that kind of unfolds. But we're hearing from older Iranian Americans, here in Washington State especially, who remember fleeing Iran during the revolution some 50 years ago when the Islamic Republic took over and the Shah of Iran, the monarchy of Iran, had to flee that country. For many of them, restoring that old power structure might serve them well, and they support that. And more are supporting Reza Pahlavi. He's the son of the former Shah. To take back power in Iran. This was Pahlavi on 60 Minutes just on Sunday.
They trust me as a transitional leader, not as the future king or future president or future whatever.
We're also seeing, though, on the other side, new ideas from new generations. It's been 50 years since that revolution of Iranian Americans that lean more toward a representative democratic state. If they had their choice, having grown up here in the U.S., you might think that those ideals, that's what they've seen growing up. And that includes one of our state representatives here in Washington, Daria Farivar.
I find it really hard to believe that the son of the former Shah of Iran understands what democracy looks like and how to bring peace and how to bring freedom in Iran when he has personally benefited from the monarchy.
And then a UW professor, Dr. Arya Fani, who is an expert in Persian studies. He tells me many Iranians are skeptical because of the attempts of regime change in Iraq, Afghanistan. We've seen it in Syria now, Libya, and many parts of the Middle East. Here's what he had to say.
It's just Groundhog Day in America. That's what it feels like. Every day, a new war, brand new excuses, and this time will be different. This time will be different.
And as this stretches on, we're going to see more and more people try and leverage this moment, as we have been seeing over time, to drive their own narrative because of this perception of a power vacuum right now. Very interesting what's going on.
So, Luke, and I've been asking this question all for the last couple of days, and I want to ask it now. Do we have, when they talk about regime change and they talk about, hey, Iranian people, this is your chance to go and take over the government, do we have a clear vision of what that looks like?
I think this is what it looks like. I think some experts would actually say, yeah, this is what it looks like. Imagine here, and Dr. Fani reversed this a little bit too. Imagine if there was an attack on the U.S. Capitol.
Okay.
And there was damage done there, and there were many lawmakers and leadership, including the President of the United States and Vice President and other power structures that were eliminated. Does that mean that our government is just done and people can just move in and take over? And what does that look like? Well, you're up against a military. Iran is a very sophisticated power structure, very sophisticated country, very sophisticated military as well. With successful strikes we're seeing on U.S. embassies and other U.S. installations around the Middle East. So it'd be like saying to you and me, hey, grab your cutlery, your knives in your kitchen. I don't know if they have guns and go up against the U.S. military tanks and all these other weapons and take over and take your country back. That's what we're looking at here, which is kind of impossible if you think about it.
Well, you explain
That's a really good analogy. The idea, because you're right. We have, if our leader were to be killed, and we have a process, I mean, that goes down to the Senate, that there's a hierarchy of power and who steps up to be in leadership. So what you're saying is it's kind of similar in that if it sounds like there is an encouragement to tell people to rise up and have the government they want.
During the State of the Union, they purposely have someone stay out of the State of the Union because of that reason right there. That's how it's set up in the U.S. And so we're to expect that the Iranian government is not prepared for something like this. I mean, I think that would just be naive, and I loved how you explained that, Luke.
Yeah, and in fact, the Islamic Republic is designed that way in a power structure that has so many facets to it that if one piece of it is eliminated, it doesn't mean the entire structure falls. It's structured in a way that it will survive and continue. But again, we're in this perception of this power vacuum right now because we don't know what damage has actually been done to that government yet. Certainly in the weeks and months, we'll get a better picture of that. But right now, it's kind of unclear.
Thanks, Luke Ducey.
You bet.
Appreciate your time. The free pass for your first speeding ticket in a work zone is going away. The state rules are changing and more cameras are coming. My main man, Chris Sullivan, better known as Sully, has the details.
All right, I'm here. I know how much you guys love talking about speed zone cameras. There's been one up on the Ship Canal Bridge above the station for the better part of the last month during construction there. Yeah. And so if you don't know, about April of last year is when WashDOT started putting out these mobile work zone speed cameras. The legislature said, we got to do something because work zone crashes are going up. People are dying, and we got to try to figure this out. And so they have 6 now little mobile, camera stands, basically. You can put them on the back of your SUV. I mean, they're that small on a trailer, and they can be anywhere. And they sit there and they take pictures of people that are speeding. And so, but the law was set up that your first one was a freebie, that you would get a violation in the mail, but it would be for $0. I don't know why they chose to do that. Maybe they wanted to give people a grace period, but that changes July 1st. That first ticket now is going to go from $0 to $125. The second one will stay the same at $248. That's what it is now. So if you got a 0 and then you went through speeding again, it would be $248. So that's changing in July, and throughout the next better part of this year, they're going to have roll out 9 more. And so by the start of next year, we could have 15 of these cameras operating around the state. Right now, they're only in Western Washington, but they're expanding it across the state, and the fines are going up and the number of cameras are going up. And so that I just wanted to make sure everyone knows. Plus, I was kind of curious how many tickets they were writing up on the Ship Canal Bridge. And we found out in the 10 months, basically from April through February-ish, that they've been at 54,000 violations in work zones. Have been issued in the 10 months. Now, most of those are first-timers and are only first-timers. Right. But there's about 1,700 or so folks that have got more than one, and that created about $433,000. Not that this is a money grab, but they did make some money on it, but that shows you there are enough people out there that are doing this more than one time.
54,000 on the initial and 1,700 repeat.
Yeah, and that's statewide. Up on the Ship Canal Bridge, it's been about 1,400 in the 1 month that they were doing there through the construction zone there. So that's a lot of people.
Angela, do you like this whole camera stuff?
I have no problem with the cameras because, to your point earlier this week, we are being followed and listened to anyway. And I think because we can talk about the flock cameras, all the things. I've been a long opponent of some of the cameras at different traffic intersections. Like, you went, a millisecond when the light changed as you were going through the yellow, and we're sending you a $150 ticket. I have not been a fan of Big Brother. But when it comes to situations in work zones where we have people out there who are working for the state, that makes sense. When it comes to certain areas that are crime hotspots, that we know this certain area or intersection is always having shootings, which I have one of those near my home, I think there's a case to be made for it. How about you?
Love them. Nothing changes behavior the way those cameras change them. Here's how I know. This is why I love them, Sully, because right now, you in your mind, if I ask you, hey, where are some areas where you know that there are cameras that'll take your picture when you're on the road? You know where they are. And you know better. You know that down in Puyallup, when you get ready to make that right turn and to go to the Costco, you know that there's a stoplight right there that plays no games. You do a California stop, one of those, doop, you're getting a ticket in the mail. You know better.
The school zone ones have stopped. And I've always been mindful, but these things will get you if you're at 25.
Good. Because you just heard what he said. 54,000? Good. I bet you're going to learn your lesson, and this is to protect the people in those work zones. It's the only way we change our behavior.
Sully, is there any opposition to this?
Well, obviously, a lot of people, the expansion of cameras, to your point, Angela, that people just don't like that. They also don't like the fact that they don't get, an officer isn't stopping them. But a state trooper reviews every single one of these before they send it out, whether or not to give a violation or not. In most cases, they will, generally on these, because the speed is the speed. And there's no, it's 5 over. They set that thing, but a trooper does look at them. Most people just kind of don't like the privacy issue of this. But you're right. I mean, the only way to change behavior is, unfortunately, either you have a loved one or yourself are involved in a crash in a work zone, or maybe you work in that industry and someone gets hit, or your wallet. And right now they're working on the wallet, and it obviously shows there's a need for that. I mean, 54,000 violations in 10 months. And that's the cool thing about them is it can be on the Ship Canal Bridge this morning. It can be on 522 this afternoon. They're that mobile, and it really doesn't take anything to set them up. And, of course, they have to have warnings. There's a big sign on I-5 up there that says speed camera enforced. It shows what the speed limit is. So, yeah, it's about the only way I think we can maybe help modify the behavior, because the people that are out there doing that job are doing it for our own benefit. They're trying to make the roads better. And I don't know about you, I'm sure you probably have, Angela, in some way, back in your day as a reporter, James, oh my God.
Did you just call me James Lynch?
You gave us the DEI lighting. It was the DEI lighting. Sorry. No, that time of the, I got to never, oh my Lord. Is that, where was I going with that? I have no idea.
You were trying to say, days
if
as
you've
a
never
reporter,
been on the side of the road, like, covering a story,
scary.
People, going by at 35 miles an hour, scary enough. 50, 60, 70 miles an hour, and that's your office for the day? And they're whizzing by. That is scary, 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 feet away from cars. And so, I want those people coming home from work.
Yeah.
Right? They have every right. Their office just happens to be in a very dangerous place, and it's our responsibility. This is about as close as I get to socialism, G, as I told you, is that I think traffic can be a team sport in some way, shape, or form, and that we all have a goal to get where we need to go safely and at a decent amount of speed.
Yeah. Something we can agree on.
Yeah,
I love this.
That's as close as I get to socialism. Gee, God, oh my, wow.
Appreciate
wow,
it.
that did not go well. I'm looking you in the camera.
Thanks, Sully. Appreciate you, man.
I'm never coming back on this show.
Hey,
I'm banned.
Because look, I bet you, Angela, when I get ready to go to break, Sully's packed up and left. He already know I'm coming out to go get him right there.
Wow.
And by the way, there are some areas that don't need cameras, and that's Fircrest. Fircrest needs no cameras. Their law enforcement takes care of business. Trust me. You are trained, and you know well. You know when you go through Fircrest, you put. Matter of fact, if you drive it with one hand, you put 2 hands on the steering wheel in Fircrest. Now I know you got some areas that you know better.
Mercer Island.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. You just blink in Mercer Island. Yeah. Someone pulls up. I had one pull me over. I was pulling out of a YMCA, and there was, I forget the location. Yeah. But let's just say there was no one around. I mean, it was like deserted. And they were like, you didn't fully stop at the stop sign. They were like, you didn't come to a complete
Mercer Island
stop.
Did you like that? What? Come on.
I was like, Like it's the law.
Nick, you got some spots?
Gig Harbor be up there. They patrolling out there.
Oh yeah.
And even my neck of the woods in Covington, Maple Valley, they're waiting for you over there too.
Oh yeah.
Like with Angela said, I got pulled over for not going. I did the California stop, but he let me go on a warning. But I was like, I was barely moving right there.
Now, see where Paul lives in Magnolia, you're fine. You're totally fine in Magnolia.
Yeah, there's the one near Ballard that's there's with the cameras, but I haven't seen too many people getting pulled over specifically.
Oh, also Issaquah. That's a hot one too.
Ooh, that's a hot one.
Yeah.
Oh,
they got them cameras out there too.
Oh, wait a minute.
Gee.
Sammamish don't play.
Oh, yeah.
Those two are like the same.
Yeah, Issaquah, Sammamish don't play.
Gee, someone texted in that we're matching and I didn't notice. And look at the camera.
Oh, wow.
Oh, where's the 2-shot? We just had the 2-shot.
I don't know.
Like we're straight up. There we go. We're matching.
If Sully were here, he'd call us James Lynch.
He's at his desk packing right now.
Oh, he's packing up. He knows I'm coming. He's looking too. All right, good stuff. Coming up at 10:47, it is scenarios. But up next, the DOJ takes on. No. Of course, the DOJ doesn't take on that topic. They take on Live Nation next. Gee and Ursula.
KIRO Newsradio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Seattle's new mayor is laying out a big vision.
She offered few specifics.
Engaging conversation.
Has anybody noticed their electric bill? It's diabolical, Ursula.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO Newsradio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO Newsradio, 97.3 FM.
At Bible Law Group, our team reflects the same lessons learned by our founder, James Bible, while playing for legendary Husky coach Don James. Coach James always said it's amazing what gets done when nobody claims credit. That's the philosophy we carry into every case, because your victory is what matters at Bible Law Group. When your legal problems hit biblical levels and you feel like you're stuck in a lion's den of litigation, you need a legal team that won't back down. At Bible Law, we've secured over $40 million in settlements for our clients, and we're ready to fight for you. Find us online at BibleLawGroup.com.
Thanks for calling CM Heating.
Aren't you the company that gives away free furnaces?
That's us. Buy a qualifying high-efficiency cooling system and the furnace is free.
Wow.
Yeah, and our home comfort advisors are tax credit and rebate specialists, so they'll handle the rebate for you.
Go to CM Heating for better comfort, lower bills, and a free furnace you'll love for years. Get your free estimate for furnace replacement at cmheating.com. And remember, for furnaces, fireplaces, hot water, and total home comfort, including electrical, there's no beating CM Heating.
Hey there, Dawn riding with Olympic Hot Tub. We're ready to clear our warehouse. This is a rare chance to save thousands on new and floor model hot tubs featuring our saltwater hot spring spas. Plus, outstanding deals on endless pool swim spas, Tilo saunas, and our great selection of pre-owned tubs. Warehouse clearance savings in all 8 Olympic showrooms now until March 8th. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Olympic Hot Tub.
Have you ever wondered how to use your tax return to reduce future taxes? Madrona Financial's 1040 Treasure Hunt is a free hands-on workshop that shows you how to analyze your return and uncover tax savings opportunities. This free event is happening March 3rd at 6 p.m. at Madrona's Kirkland office. RSVP at 833-673-7373 or visit madronafinancial.com/events to reserve your spot today.
This is a paid advertisement. Investments involve risk. See full disclosures at madronafinancial.com.
Yikey Wawa.
What?
My hot water.
Yeah?
Not so hot.
Water heater trouble?
It's not working.
We can fix that.
This week?
How about today?
Apollo Plumbing really is ready right now.
Especially when it comes to water heater replacement.
Think I need a new one?
Is it more than 10 years old?
It is.
Probably so.
Doesn't heat like it used to.
It runs out?
All the time.
That's a warning sign.
Uh-oh.
So are little leaks.
But Apollo can get me a new one?
Installed today by our clean screen trained and trusted plumbers. They're water heater experts.
But I probably got to pay a rush fee.
No extra charge.
You make this too easy.
We'll even haul off the old one.
A new water heater.
Same day. That's the Apollo Plumbing way.
This is going to get my budget in hot water.
Got you covered there, too.
How?
Our available payment plans.
I don't have to wait?
Or take cold showers.
You are a lifesaver.
Call us this morning. You'll have hot water today.
That's the Apollo Plumbing way.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
You're 62 or older, lots of equity in your home, and you want to pull some cash out, but a refinance or HELOC, well, it means a bigger payment. And the cost of selling your home, it's insane. So what should you do? Hey, Brock Ewart here for Tila Mortgage. You don't need to live at a lower standard than you deserve. You really got three options. Number one, sell your home. 2, get a HELOC or refinance. Or 3, get a reverse mortgage. Tila has done the analysis and believes that a reverse mortgage is the most cost-effective way for seniors to get cash out of their homes without selling and having the option of no monthly mortgage payment. Too good to be true? No. Call today and let's compare. Tila, spelled Tila, is a name you can trust for truthful, honest, and ethical advice for all your mortgage needs. Give them a call today. 206-766-8888. That's 206-766-8888 or
Insurance and property taxes are borrower's responsibility. Tila Mortgage LLC is a mortgage broker. NMLS 2472046.
The team that gave me back my full head of hair, Advanced Hair, is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. Dr. Perongo and his world-class team begin regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. And Advanced Hair guarantees your new hair will grow, just like they did for me. Find out why Advanced Hair is the best of the best. With your free consultation, you'll receive $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
The Albertly Appliance Clearance Center, now open in Kent, offering warehouse sale pricing year-round. Up to 70% off closeout, scratch and dents, overstock, and floor models from all top manufacturers. The Albertly Appliance Clearance Center in Kent. Visit albertly.biz.
Your old water heater's starting to peter. DayandNight.net. Day and Night has $150 off installation of any new water heater, including tankless, backed by a free lifetime warranty.
Hi, I'm Bruce. When your old water heater leaks or fails, the damage could be catastrophic. Whether you need an emergency replacement or you're planning ahead before it leaks, give us a call and we'll help you get into hot water again.
Get $150 off installation of any new water heater.
DayandNight.net. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Jillian Raftery, and we are following a large law enforcement response in the South King County city of Pacific. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch is there. What can you tell us now, James?
Jillian, we've just found that the Pacific Police Chief has just arrived on the scene here at Milwaukee Boulevard South and 5th Avenue Southwest. He's gathering information, and he says he should be able to disseminate some information to us in relatively short order. What we know so far is that there was a shooting here at this intersection inside a home or near a home, maybe in the front yard. We don't have a lot of details, but we're told by an unofficial source with knowledge that at least as many as 2 people may have been shot here. We don't know what their conditions are, but we know that there are multiple agencies here at this scene called in to assist. Looks like the police chief is about to start a press conference now, so I'm going to let you go. And as soon as we have that sound, we'll turn around and put it on the air. For now, reporting live in Pacific, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Thank you so much, James. And as the violence intensifies across the Middle East, the bill for U.S. missiles and airstrikes is mounting. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey has reaction from an Iranian-American state representative here in Washington.
According to multiple military experts, mounting costs include $13 million a day to keep 2 carrier strike groups in the Persian Gulf, dozens and dozens of cruise missiles at an average $1 million each, and thousands of sorties, driving fuel costs into the hundreds of millions. State Representative and Iranian-American Daria Farivar.
It cannot be overemphasized that war is extremely expensive and our taxpayers are going to suffer and we're going to fund it when we're at a time of massive lack of affordability in our communities.
The Trump administration says U.S. strikes are crippling Iran's short-range missile and nuclear capabilities. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem defended the immigration crackdown during her testimony before the Senate Judiciary Committee this morning.
Noem touted the increased safety at the southern border and the nation's lowest murder rate in 125 years. Minnesota Democratic Senator Amy Klobuchar took Noem to task for calling Renee Good and Alex Preddy domestic terrorists after they were fatally shot by federal agents.
Ma'am, I did not call him a domestic terrorist. I said it appeared to be an incident of.
I think the parents saw it for what it was.
Noem blamed Democrats for the ongoing partial government shutdown impacting Homeland Security. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
Now we're going to check your KIRO News Radio traffic, and let's start with the good stuff. We are a speed limit drive in Tacoma. There is a collision blocking the left lane and the HOV lane on I-5 northbound just north of 200th, but I don't see any slowing around that area at all, so there must be just very low volume. There is still some pressure on 405 northbound getting through the S-curves. That drive Renton to Bellevue is about 19 minutes right now, so really not bad. Just 3 minutes slower than a speed limit commute. I-5 northbound Federal Way to Seattle, 27 minutes. Linwood to Seattle in the southbound direction, 43 minutes. That is much better than a couple of hours ago. Bothell to Bellevue is 25 minutes on 405 southbound. This report brought to you by Lake Washington Windows and Doors. Find your pot of gold at Lake Washington Windows and Doors. Save up to 20% plus enjoy 12 months, same as cash financing. Visit lakewashingtonwindows.com now. Rainy and highs just in the low 50s right now today expected. Rain tomorrow as well. It's 52 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Good morning to you. Angela Poe Russell is in today. By the way, I just got to tell you, I think my most favorite part of my job is working with Gen Z. Even though technically, Paul, you're on the border.
I am a millennial.
You're a millennial.
Yeah.
Well, Paul and I are almost the same age, so we're on the border too. Yeah. I'm on the border too, yeah.
That's interesting. But I still look at y'all as Gen Z. Yeah.
Sophia's got you.
Sophia, then T-Money and them downstairs, Patrick.
It's because the older you get, the younger we seem, right?
We're not cool and
the
hip
case
anymore
for
G. We're us
but
millennials.
That's the thing. I'm not cool anymore either, according to my kids.
But what is it about Gen Z that you enjoy working with them?
They give me energy. They give me life. They're really smart.
And he'll get to keep his job when we become the bosses later.
Dang it, Nick. You're not wrong.
I know.
Okay. Let's talk about Live Nation, right?
Yes.
The parent company of Ticketmaster, a monopoly.
Is it? Yes. Is it?
Is it? Yeah. Is it a monopoly? That is at the heart of a lawsuit filed by the Department of Justice and dozens of state attorney generals in 2024. The antitrust cases accuses the company of engaging in anti-competitive conduct that leads fans to pay more in fees and venues having limited choices for ticketing services. Q13 has more details.
The federal government is joined with dozens of states and accusing Live Nation of illegally dominating the live music business after the Obama administration allowed Live Nation to merge with Ticketmaster more than 15 years ago. Prosecutors argue that Live Nation's massive ownership or management of concert venues allows the company to pressure venues to use Ticketmaster, ultimately limiting competition and driving ticketing fees higher for fans. Now, Live Nation strongly disputes these accusations. It says venues choose its ticketing services because it's the best and most efficient option. They also highlight in its annual report what they call significant and increasing competition in the ticketing space.
As there should be. As there should be increasing competition.
There should be. I mean, can y'all help me out? And Gen Z, all y'all. If you don't use Ticketmaster, who do you use to go get tickets?
I mean, there are lots of places to get tickets. I think the issue has to do with the fees that you get charged.
No. I know. I think the fees are ridiculous. But if I'm talking to Paul, who I don't know, who is a complete stranger, hey, man, I want to buy a pair of those Super Bowl tickets, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, I'm only going to pay you if we do an exchange through Ticketmaster. And the reason why I'm going Ticketmaster, because I know what goes down with that's just me. Do I think their fees are outrageous and all? Yes, I do. But I don't trust any other place.
But here's the thing, even if you go to other places, it goes back to everything funnels back to Ticketmaster. Your ticket that you get on StubHub, that let's say if you buy it on StubHub, ultimately when you get your ticket, it's going to come from Ticketmaster. Believe it or not, they control 80% of ticketing in the United States. 80% of it.
I want there to be more competition. That's what I'm saying. I'm not arguing with that. I'm just telling you guys now why I'm just okay with it, because it's the only safe thing.
What? Okay, I feel like it's kind of they're two different things.
Okay.
There's the safety of the platforms that you buy from, but then there's the bigger question of how much they are controlling. And I don't know about you, if you've ever had a feeling that something is off and then you get the facts and you kind of confirm that something is off. That's what happened with this story. I've always had issues with Ticketmaster. And then I research it and I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, Live Nation manages 400 artists.
Okay.
So they're managing artists.
Right.
They own 265 concert venues and growing. They're about to have one here in Seattle, in addition to the ones they already have. And again, controlling 80% of ticketing. And 30 years ago, Pearl Jam brought up this issue, testified before Congress, saying they wanted to lower their ticket prices. They wanted to have this. And their hands were tied due to Ticketmaster.
And Angela, this is what I'm saying to you. There's nothing that I am shocked about in this story. Everything, we know that. We know that when folks come to Climate Pledge and they come to, have we noticed the price of a concert these days? Have we remember back in the day when we used to pay for a concert and what folks have to pay for a concert now? Yes, I know those fees are outrageous. Please, I want it to be better. I don't want it to continue this way. But they have a monopoly. It reminds me of back in the 80s. By the way, I'm dating myself. Who remembers in the 80s calling Aunt Esther in another state and those AT&T long distance charges were $3 a minute? Who remembers that, y'all? Do you remember how AT&T had that crazy monopoly going on? Do you know how many times I got in trouble for long distance calls when I was a young kid? It was bad. They need to stop this. I'm not saying that they don't, but right now it is the only thing that we have, and until somebody steps in, I don't know when it's going to happen.
Yeah, and I remember thinking I was going to outsmart Ticketmaster. Oh, y'all are laughing.
What'd you do?
Well, I said, okay, instead of buying online, because that must be what's triggering all this, I'm going to go to the box office and buy in person.
Okay.
And that will allow me to avoid the Ticketmaster fees. Oh, no.
That's what Bobby and Spanaway on the text line just said. If you can go to the box office at your favorite venue and save on fees, so that's not always the case.
It was not. I still had to pay those Ticketmaster fees. Didn't save me a dime.
One thing that you mentioned there are other places to get tickets. The text line also bring this up. I use an app called Game Time. But that's a reseller app. So I'm pretty sure the people that
when you get
had
your
those tickets, they got them originally from Ticketmaster, and now they're reselling.
Can I just say this? I'm today years old, and we're hearing about Game Time. I believe you. This is why I like working with Gen Z and y'all young folks, because you teach me something. Here's what I'm telling you. You're not giving me no dang on ticket through Game Time. I'm not doing it. It's going to come through Ticketmaster, so I know I'm going to get my stuff.
Right, but I just want to make sure you see that this is about more than just like the safety of where you buy your tickets. It's about it always funneling to this one place. And at the same time, they're owning the venue. Like Live Nation manages Harry Styles. So you're managing the artist, you're owning the venues, you're owning the ticketing. Do you see why this case may have been brought up? It's yes. Like you're creating a loop that funds yourself.
It's awful. I thought I tried to show you I understood by telling you AT&T back in the 80s.
Yeah, I thought that was a great example. But for some
reason, I don't feel like you ever used the phone, because you don't. When I said I got in trouble all the time by long distance calls, you don't seem like you ever got in trouble.
I never got in trouble. I probably stuck by the rules. Let me stop. It's just I had to go way back for that, It's
yeah. Dave and Graham said brown paper tickets. Whatever happened to brown paper tickets? I used to get a lot of stuff on brown paper tickets.
I know it's been a while since I've had one.
I ain't seen them. All right, coming up next, scenarios.
The John Curley Show.
When people sit there and they see people with the American flag and they're utterly disgusted because they associate the flag and USA with Donald Trump, don't do that. You're doing yourself an amazing disservice.
Weekdays 3 to 7.
You could dislike Donald Trump, but you can still love America. It's like discounting Photograph from Nickelback, which is actually a pretty good song. Think of the fact that you love this country, and what you love about it is it's inclusive. Good. Include others.
Watch The John Curley Show live on YouTube.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ENJOY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
The first few steps that I took in the morning were pretty painful.
This is Carlos.
I mean, I had been told by multiple orthopedic surgeons that there was no alternative for me.
That wasn't what he wanted to hear. You see, Carlos is an active guy.
I played basketball, and for 3 to 4 days after, my knees would just be so swollen. And now I can play basketball, and there is no swelling. There is no pain in the knees.
No swelling, no pain, because Carlos went to see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine for stem cell therapy.
I'm just happy to be able to be out there. And then knowing that tomorrow I am not going to suffer for this.
What do you say to your friends and family who are in pain?
I say, I had horrible knee pain, and stem cells really worked for me. You might want to go to Dr. Wagner, just get a consultation before you have surgery.
Consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. Schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Welcome to guided meditation. Close your eyes. You're at the beach. The seagulls are calling. You take out your iPhone 16e you got from Cricket and use Apple Intelligence to clean up that selfie you just took. It's a good one. You send it to your friends instantly with nationwide 5G because Cricket is on the AT&T network. They're totally jealous. Get iPhone 16e for $49.99 when you switch. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Requires new line on the Supreme Unlimited plan. First service charge and tax due at sale. $25 activation fee. Terms and restrictions apply. Cricket 5G is not available everywhere. See store for details.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all. Sound like your home? Then call for your free inspection.
InsulationNorthwest.com. It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Hey, Nick, By the way, do you play this every time leading the scenarios?
I've got a mix of scenario songs to come in, get the mood right,
Okay, all right. Let's get to scenarios.
Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario?
I'm 27 years old. My girl just got promoted. She makes more money than me, a lot more. At first, I was proud. I was celebrating and everything. But lately, I kind of feel weird. When we go out, she grabs the check. When we talk about moving, she qualifies for places that I can't afford yet. She says she doesn't care, but you know what? Deep down, I do. I've been working more, stressing more, and even just been thinking a lot about this lately. I would never admit this out loud, but part of me feels less like a man. Am I being honest about insecurity, or am I letting my ego mess something up good? 888-973-5476 is the Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line. Angela, you have to bet first.
I think he's has the wrong question. I think the question should be, how do I bring value in this situation?
Oh, okay.
How do I bring value?
Okay, Angela.
Statistically.
How do you bring value?
Statistically.
Yes.
When women make more, the marriage is more likely to fail. Statistically. I don't know all the reasons, but it is a true thing.
Oh, I just love the way you just led with honesty there. Continue.
His focus should be on what he can bring to the table unique. I don't know that working more might be the ticket.
Yeah.
But some meals, doing some dishes, making her life easier. My husband has this phrase called feed the eagle. So if you have someone in your family who's soaring, take care of the one who's soaring. Make life easier. Start that laundry.
Is that another Vicism?
Massage the. I told you he has a quote for everything.
Vic! Feed the ego. Eagle, not ego. Eagle,
yes.
So you're saying for him to do some cleaning.
Make her life easier. Massage your feet.
Okay.
Cook some meals, do some dishes, just where she'd be like, yeah, he may not make as much as me, but look at how he makes my life better and easier.
Can I? All right. Since you led off with some truth, I'm going to lead off with an opinion. I think that works inside the home, but I think outside the home, amongst friend groups and things, I think it gets talked about more than we think.
You think so?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, she makes more money than him. I just think so.
I think in public, maybe he should just pick it up. Say, nope, I got it. Because he has a job. He can still pay. He shouldn't let her be paying.
Whoa, time out. So you're saying we're out with the friend group, he grabs the check.
Yes, or even if it's just he's out with his wife. If she's taking care of more, let's say, the mortgage or things like that, he can take care of a meal or two.
Isn't that performative, though?
No. It's saying, hey, you got this, I got that. Make her feel, many times when women make more than the other person, they can feel more man-like, less. Okay, again, y'all, don't get me. This is a I'm generalizing, okay? I'm generalizing.
Okay.
So they want to feel courted and taken care of. And that's a way to take your lady out, pay for it. You are not going to pay this bill. No, he should refuse that.
Okay.
Keep your manhood. And you all can text me. I don't care. I'm like that. Is it the Temptation song? Treat her like a lady.
Yes.
Get the coat. Pull out the chair.
Yes.
Sorry.
All right. What do you got, Paul?
My wife and I are similar financially, but she has a lot more commitments than me to her job. She's often has to stay late and do things. So, yeah, the best way, contribute by I make the meals. I help out with some chores. It's not to say I do it every time. She takes care of some date stuff. She takes care of some chores, but contribute in the way you can, and that's a good relationship. You're both doing stuff. So, hey, yeah, I like your idea too, Angela. It might not be every time, but today I got date night, and guess what? I made sure that the kitchen was cleaned up when we got back to it. And by the way, if my partner's making more money than me, who cares? Because guess what? That probably means they're taking care of me.
Yeah, and it's a partnership. It's about partnership.
This is
being a good partner for each other.
This is some.
All right, well, let's get to it.
I want to swear so bad. This is some. Angela, I love you. I really do. I really do. And Nikki keeps texting in talking about, bowing down to societal norms. It just is what it is. Society does not help with this situation. It's not nice. I don't make the rules. It's in 2026, and still it's not nice. I know we preach equality. I know we teach about, equal man and woman and 50-50 and all those things, but I'm sorry. But when that situation happens, when she makes more money than the man, it just, what did you say
the
statistically?
data doesn't lie.
What did
You're more likely to divorce.
The data,
it's not working.
It's not working. Now, do I think that there are one-off situations where it does work?
Oh, of course,
where the man comes home and does the extra stuff and all those things? I'm just saying, I'd be in trouble. I'd be in trouble because I don't know how to do all the extra stuff. I can't cut the grass. I can't do all those different things. I can't fix anything.
Better keep that check coming up.
So, I'm going to be on YouTube every day. So how do you put together, you nail, you get the hammer, you hit the nail? I'd be in trouble. My wife gonna leave me for Mr. Tool Man.
Let me tell you what my aunt said. I want to get to Nick really quick.
Okay.
I was telling my aunt one time, I was like, yeah, I'm not really good at the house stuff. I can't hang the pictures and I can't do that. And she goes, that's okay, baby. You're good at making money.
Dang, that's patronizing.
What you got there, bro?
Well, I think maybe because he's got some pride and expectations for himself and what he provides, there's a bit of insecurity. And adding to it, she's more qualified for home ownership and property loans than what he's able to afford. So I think it's natural to be in this state of mind when you're in a relationship with this person. But what else can you do with what's possible? Not necessarily a home or bigger expenses, but what Angela said, maybe dinner here, chores and groceries there. But the biggest challenge is putting that ego aside. Ego, not ego, like, just to be clear. We live in a new world where a lot of women make more and can do more, so don't fall for the stigma of feeling down when she's more up. It's not bad at all, all right?
Oh, I love that advice.
Oh, good stuff, Nick. Way to bring it. Paul from Linwood. Now listen to what Paul says, and I want to know what's going through your mind. Paul from Linwood says, Oprah and Stedman made it work. Now, okay, Paul and everybody, what y'all think about Stedman? Tell the truth.
What do you mean what I think about? I think he's had a good life.
What y'all know about Stedman?
I don't know much.
I have no idea.
I haven't seen him. Like, is he around?
Nick, what you know about Stedman?
I don't know what you're talking about. Stedman?
I'm assuming Oprah's husband?
Wait, matter of fact, hold on. Let me tell you what a lot of people think about Stedman. You ready? A lot of people don't think it's really Stedman. They say Oprah's best friend. What's her name?
Gail?
Oh. What they say?
You need to stop.
I'm just saying.
But here's what I do love the variety of opinions on the text line. I know this is divisive because you're getting into gender stereotypes and roles.
Yeah.
I love what Nick said, though, that it kind of alluded to this idea of partnership.
Who's going to be more up than Oprah, though? Talking Stedman?
Larry the 206 says, gee, you can't cut the grass? Not really. Hey, coming up next, more of the Gee and Ursula Show. Oh, yeah.
KIRO News Radio, where you turn for the news you depend on.
Two competing budget proposals. Senators want to be aggressive, they say.
Traffic.
We have a stall on westbound 16.
Conversation.
If they pass this thing and Governor Ferguson signs it into law, I think there's going to be a mass political sea change in Washington State.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
They're bringing it home again.
Broadcasting live from the KIRO News Radio YouTube channel. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Eggland's Best, the only eggs with more fresh and delicious taste, plus superior nutrition. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
Jen, I didn't know you shopped here.
Hey, I'm hunting for something fresh for spring.
Oh, girl, skip them all. Jewelry Television has the best spring looks right now.
JTV, way ahead of you. Just hit up JTV.com yesterday, scored the cutest clover earrings, 2 tennis bracelets, and this gorgeous pearl ring.
Right now, new customers get $20 off any purchase of $99 or more at JTV.com.
Oh, and gold hoops and this turquoise bracelet.
Just a couple things, huh?
Maybe more than a couple.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Whether you've done some preparation already or you're just beginning to plan for your retirement, it's never too late to make sure you have everything covered. Elder law attorney Rajiv Nagayich joins me. You have an opportunity coming soon that will help answer some important questions, don't you?
We do. And every month we take 3 or 4 opportunities to go to the communities and educate people about what proper retirement planning is. The notion of retirement planning around having a hodgepodge plan, working with a financial planner, a lawyer, a CPA, a doctor, those pieces by themselves are not going to give you the results you want in retirement.
And you and the LifePoint Law team want to teach us about the Safe Harbor Trust?
They do. The single biggest financial threat in retirement is an uncovered medical illness. A Safe Harbor Trust, it should be a must in most of these estates, but is not.
Be part of the next seminar in Tacoma on March 10th, Bellevue on the 12th, Federal Way on the 14th, and Everett March 17th. Learn more and secure your space at lifepointlaw.com. That's lifepointlaw.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by JTV.com.
I'm Steve Kathan. President Trump has strong words for Iran as U.S. and Israeli forces pound targets in that country for a 4th day.
The president says it had to be done.
It was my opinion that they were going to attack first.
Speaking from the Oval Office during a meeting with the German chancellor, Trump said he stopped a nuclear war.
But if we didn't do what we're doing right now, you would have had a nuclear war and they would have taken out many countries because you know what? They're sick people.
The president says Iran's top leadership has been taken out. But now what?
The worst case would be we do this and then somebody takes over who's as bad as the previous person, right? That could happen.
Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
Iran has unleashed counterattacks on several Middle East countries, hitting the U.S. Embassy in Saudi Arabia in one drone attack. CBS's Imtiaz Tayeb.
6 key Gulf nations are on the verge of ending their neutrality in the U.S. and Israel's war against Iran after accusing Tehran of, quote, reckless and indiscriminate attacks on their territories.
Britain is sending a warship to Cyprus after a drone hit on a UK base. Israel today sent some troops into southern Lebanon. Concerned about a possibly prolonged war in Iran and the impact on oil prices has rattled investors today.
Costs from oil and energy for the economy are both headwinds. Certainly markets are reacting to both.
Analyst Michael Farr, at one point the Dow was down more than 1,200 points. It's now down around 600. This man in Charlotte is keeping an eye on the gas pump.
We just started to get some lower prices. I was grateful for it, lower than I've seen in a long time. So if it spikes up, I'm going to be mad again at the government.
Well, now to a courtroom in Georgia.
We, the jury, find the defendant guilty this 3rd day of March 2026, signed for person.
Guilty of murder and other charges for the father of a school shooting suspect. Colin Gray was accused of giving his 14-year-old son access to guns and ammunition. 2 teachers died in that attack in 2024 in Winder, Georgia. Homeland Secretary Kristi Noem is before a Senate committee for the first time since the fatal shooting of 2 Americans in Minnesota during the recent immigration crackdown. Pressed by Democrats about references in those cases to domestic terrorism.
But how about specifically calling them domestic terrorists without any evidence of that?
Sir, ma'am, I did not call him a domestic terrorist. I said it appeared to be an incident of.
I think the parents saw it for what it was.
And checking Wall Street again, the Dow is down 517. The S&P is off 80 points. This is CBS News.
Looking for spring jewelry looks? Find them at Jewelry Television. New customers get $20 off purchases of $99 or more at jtv.com.
Continuing coverage of a shooting in Algona in South King County. We'll have our reporter James Lynch live in just a moment. But first, we've got KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic, and we are looking better and better. The travel times just keep going down. We do have a couple of issues on SR 18 westbound on-ramp from Southeast 304th. That's in the south end. There's a collision blocking the left lane, but there's really not a whole lot of volume there, so it's not going to trip you up too much. And there was a collision on I-5 northbound just north of South 200th that has cleared as well. So that means there's nothing blocking. It is Federal Way to Seattle on northbound I-5, 20 minutes. Linwood to Seattle, 26 minutes. Getting very close to speed limit drive. Bothell to Bellevue on 405 southbound is 16 minutes. This report brought to you by Closets by Design, custom storage solutions for closets, garages, home offices, and more. Go to closetsbydesign.com to see current specials or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN to learn more.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Jillian Raftery, and we start with continuing coverage of what we now know is a deadly officer-involved shooting. It happened around 9 this morning in the town of Algona, but involved a Pacific police officer. We go now live to KIRO News Radio's James Lynch, who has new information. James?
Jillian, police were called here on that domestic violence call. When officers arrived, they say they found the suspect still firing shots, and he was then, quote, taken down by an officer and pronounced dead here at the scene. Also, Algona Police Chief James Shrimpshire says 2 people.
One was a 14-year-old who was transported to Harborview Medical Center, and the other was an adult female. They all appear to be family members.
Now, again, that suspect has been pronounced dead here at the scene. The 2 victims will recover from their injuries. An independent team will investigate the shooting. More info to come. Live in Algona, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Thank you so much, James. A state appeals court says Washington can investigate whether the Catholic Church used charitable funds to cover up child sex abuse. Here's KIRO News Radio's Amanda Facto with more.
The ruling came down yesterday and reverses a lower court decision that had blocked the investigation. Governor Bob Ferguson started this probe in 2023 when he was Attorney General. He's calling on church leaders to stop fighting it. Ferguson, who is Catholic himself, says the church needs to do the right thing and give the public a full accounting of how it handles abuse allegations. The case now goes back to the King County Superior Court to figure out exactly what documents the Seattle Archdiocese has to hand over. Amanda Factor, KIRO News Radio.
Light rail service has been suspended from the Spring District in Bellevue to downtown Redmond since early this morning. They're saying it's some sort of power disruption, and crews are investigating, but it's not copper wire theft. Until they're working to get the 2-line back in service. Until then, buses will take passengers from Redmond to Bellevue. Now we're going to check your weather. And a rainy day with a high of 54 degrees. Rain again tomorrow. It's 52 degrees right now in downtown Seattle. I'm Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Thank you for listening to the Gee and Ursula Show. Good morning to you, Angela.
Good morning, G.
Yo, I left and I came back and I come back to a whole bunch of text messages about our scenarios. Oh, boy.
People have really strong opinions. It's
very
personal.
Strong opinions. All right. I think on that one right there, I think that the whole topic is like, while it is and seems okay for women to make more money than the man, I still don't think society has caught up to that yet.
I think that's a fair take.
Is that a fair take? Okay.
In general, yeah.
All right. I have no idea what's going on the show, basically, but I do know that at 11:30 it will be time for Agree to Disagree. We'll be doing that. But right now, let's get to it.
Top stories at 11.
On the Gee and Ursula Show.
The cost of living remains high in Seattle, especially when it comes to buying a home. New data is out from Redfin, and here's the breakdown. By the way, before I give you the breakdown, do you just roll your eyes every single time you hear how much it costs to live in Seattle or even in the state of Washington? Housing affordability, Seattle, Washington. The income needed to afford a home in Seattle is $182,766. The median household income to afford a home in Seattle is $131,000. Share of income required to afford monthly housing payments in Seattle is 41.6%, and the share of listings affordable for median earners in Seattle are 19.4%. Now, on the national average, the income needed to afford a home is $100,000. So in Seattle, it's $182,000. On a national average, it's $100,000. And the median household income, $87,000 nationally and $131,000 here in Seattle. Let's stop right there and let's discuss. Angela, when you hear the numbers, what stands out to you?
It sounds frustrating and dire, and I think it's even worse than what the numbers show. I don't think it's realistic that some of these numbers, like, oh, if I make this, I can afford a home. Maybe the question is, what kind of home? Are you in a one-bedroom condo for this amount? And yeah, so that's what I take away when I see this, that I think it's even harder than that, especially if you add in, if you have children. And I'm sure the number just goes way up. So it leads me to ask the question, is owning a home just for the wealthy?
Oh, here we go. Wow. Thank you for that segue. I needed that because about 2 months ago, I made mention, I said, hey, if you're someone young in your 20s and you're upset, like, hey, I can't afford to buy a home in Seattle, to which I said, here's where I would, if I was in my 20s, here would be the game plan. Forget the home. That would be my game plan. Right now, I'm going to find a reasonable apartment and try to have my expenses as low as possible. And here's what I mean by that. Because if you get let's just say you do have help from your grandparents or you have an inheritance where you're able to go and buy a home here in Seattle. So you go buy that home, you put X amount down, and now you have a mortgage right now. And we all know what the interest rate is. One of the things that I've learned about when people buy a house, you ever notice you got approval for this. Sometimes you're buying too much house. And so sometimes also your expenses, when you buy a home, your expenses are way more than you think. So you think that your mortgage is going to be X, but you have to account for everything else. Furnace, roof, floor, plumbing, any and all things. So what ends up happening is they call it house poor. Now, they used to tell you it's okay to be house poor. Oh, it's good to be house poor. At least you got the house. Well, sounds good, but then you're miserable. Right now, back to this, when you talk about $182,000 a year that you need to get a house and to afford the home, I would say, I think it's more. I think you need more than $182,000 to live here.
Well, let's talk to someone. I want to bring Paul into this. So sorry if I put you on the spot, but you are newly married, and I know you and your wife have talked about buying a home. How do you react to these numbers and what you've seen out there?
Yeah, it just seems like it just seems not reachable. I mean, at least in my state. I mean, obviously, if you, and some people that I know, they've been able to get high paying enough jobs to get themselves in there, but that goal seems completely unobtainable on our own, really. I mean, we're both working full times. I actually work multiple jobs as well, because G kind of hits it there too. It feels like we could make that first step of, we could get the down payment. Oh man, there goes the water heater. There go, if we do get that right spot, we do find the right place, and then all that. I think we could get ourselves to sign some paperwork, and then when the real cost of home ownership, the renovations or everything else that you see, I just don't even know how to fathom to be ready for that. Luckily for us, I mean, I have a strong support system. So like to reach that goal, I do believe I can reach that goal, but it won't be just because me and my wife are able to, pick ourselves up by our bootstraps and afford things here. We have some
support from family.
We'll have some help, but we also want to find the right spot because it's a big investment too. Like, it's that question of, do we want to buy a home? Are we going to be here for 5, 10, 15 plus years? I feel like the concept of a starter home or that first home that you get is long gone. If we made that commitment of buying, that's what my wife tells me. She says, if we buy somewhere, that's where we're setting up. That's where we're establishing. So
imagine barely being able to get a home. You just finally scrape enough together to get a home.
Right.
Then you have kids and you get them through school. You're trying to put away in case they want to go to college.
Right.
And then you go to try to get them into college. And the college says, well, you can pay more because you have equity in your home.
Yep.
And I know someone that told this family is a very humble lifestyle. And they have a very modest home in the burbs. And the college is like, yeah, take it from your home equity.
Isn't that something? Wait. Now let's just say that you're in your 20s and you did get that lump sum. So you got a lump sum of money, and you maybe you lived somewhere, you saved up all your money, and you go to buy that home. You and your significant other, or you're alone. You go to buy that home. You're in this area. Yes, I'm finally a homeowner. Right? And all of a sudden, you've been at your home a year. You've been doing everything the right way, and then you lose your job. And now you need to find another job, right?
Because it required 2 incomes to make that.
So, right, you need to go get another job, right? Because we all know what's happening right now with the job market, right? It's a little volatile right now. So then you do find another job, but that job is 2 hours away, right? Now, what do you do then? Oh, it's somebody. Well, gee, all you got to do is put your house on the market. Oh, really? So then you put your house on the market. Are you going to make money from that right now? No. So that's why if I were in my 20s right now and I were in that situation, that would be my game plan. My game plan would be I would go get me an apartment. I'd make it just a cool little spot, and I go ahead and make it do what it do that way. I'm flexible. I can move on the go. And by the way, a lot of the politicians, a lot of people that are setting policy, these are the people that went to college for about $40,000 total, right? And then they got their homes for $100,000, and their homes are worth $1 million, and then they want to tell you what the Generation Z is going through.
Like, right? You have no idea.
You have no idea. Like I said, when I talked about earlier how the folks in Olympia, the Democrats, and how they're just disconnected from reality, I meant what I said.
Yeah, inflation has risen faster than paychecks.
How do you manage dealing with all the news and information that we get daily? Well, the AP looked into this and got some extra expert advice. Dana Rose Garfin, a psychologist and professor at the University of California, Los Angeles, has been studying cascading collective traumas and researched how the media's continuous coverage of COVID increased anxiety. In terms of any kind of crisis, people turn to the media for information. And that's a very logical, rational, and helpful reaction, Garfin said. But we've seen in our research there is this sort of reciprocal effect. An event happens, people learn about it, they turn to the media to learn more about it, and they're really distressed, Garfin said, adding that what occurs next is a cycle that people have a hard time removing themselves from. It sort of activates these processes where they're both more distressed and want to know more about this event because they're distressed. Do you feel like you are responsible for the amount of news and information that you consume? Angela?
Do I feel I'm responsible?
Yeah.
Of course I'm responsible for what I consume. I mean, I don't...
No, I'm just stopping there.
Okay.
While experts said they understand people's need to continue to seek out news, there is a way to do it responsibly without becoming overwhelmed and emotionally exhausted.
Okay, the truth. Okay.
Their top suggestion was to eliminate or cut down on social media and obsessive doom scrolling.
I was going to say that. I do not think I'm responsible with my consumption. I think it is a losing game because you think if you just get more information that you're going to be safe and you're going to be informed so you can make a good decision.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it ends up creating this anxiety loop. I've seen it. I've felt it. It's just hard because you want to be, I do think it's our duty as voters to be informed. And so how do you strike that balance?
Well, I can speak for myself. Something that I stopped doing, I think I'm going into month 3. Yeah, I am. I think I stopped in December, so actually month 4. I no longer discuss politics on social media anymore. That has helped me immensely.
What have you noticed?
I noticed that I have way more time to do other stuff, right? And who the heck? I mean, like seriously, like I used to find myself arguing and going back. Like, for an example, it was dang near impossible for me to go back and forth with somebody who does not believe in human decency. Like, what kind of argument do you have from that, right? So if a little kid falls down on the playground, scrapes their knee, and their knee needs to be tended to, and you're going to argue with somebody that says, well, they shouldn't have been running in the playground. You know what I mean? Like, you cannot win. And so I have discovered that helps me out. Now, some people might limit themselves in other ways, or some people fall asleep to listening to the news. What do you do, Angela?
Okay, first of all, okay, so if you missed the conversation, I was explaining how before we go to bed, my husband has KIRO radio on. Yeah. And typically I can tolerate it, but with everything going on, it's been harder. But that was, we just had a conversation, a robust conversation yesterday about when couples sleep together and how challenging it can be. And that was one of the big things in our marriage is he likes to have the radio going. And I was one of those complete silence people.
Right.
And I'm cold and he's hot. And so the news and so that's a good question with couples. What if you have one couple that wants to have the TV? My mother does that. Love you, Mom, but she has the TV, the CNN on all day long. And so if you're there, that's a lot.
I want to raise my hand on something.
Okay.
I don't care what you're listening to. I don't care if it's MS Now, CNN, Fox News. I'm going to give you a blanket statement. If you have the news on all day, yeah, you need to stop. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. There is not. Are you serious?
Even KIRO radio? It's different because we're talking about pleasant topics.
We have some fun sometimes too. It's not just straight hard news.
I just think that I don't think local news is the same because MSN, Fox News, and CNN, they aren't talking about the corner where Costco is in Puyallup. You see what I'm saying?
True. It's very escalating to just the things that are scary as opposed to the, health clinic that's opening this Saturday, those kind of things.
Or they're not listening to Paul Holden tell you what to do around. You know what I mean? Like, I just think that local is different than having the news. And I'm sorry. All those big platforms, it's either gloom or it's doom.
And I think you brought up a good point. It is a remedy to actually listen and watch the local news versus the national news all the time if we're trying to cope with all this information we're getting. Because sometimes I think maybe, KIRO 7 or even King 5, all those folks, it's better to hear what's going on around here because it's not always as negative,
And that's what I don't align with all of the members of my family politically, but when it comes to news, my parents ask me about how do I, what do you think, or what do you think of coverage and that stuff, or how should you approach the news? Because my parents were pretty fed up with major mainstream cable networks, and I said the most important thing you can do is be involved in your local news. You need to know what's happening in your own backyard because that's really the most important thing that you have the most direct impact on. So you got to have the mix. You got to know the big headlines. You got to do that. But it is important, too, to step away. I mean, we all work in this. It's very hard as a producer on these shows when we got to get everybody, we got to get shows ready. We got to get everyone ready. We got to be, what's the latest? What's the next? What's this? What's that? And it's hard to unplug. It's important sometimes to take that step away to say, You're not going to solve every problem. You're not going to know everything that just happened about the latest news story. Take a step away, revisit it in a little bit, and try your best not to focus on it. But it's hard, especially when you have all the world's information at your fingertips. And one thing that I did, actually, I turned off notifications. I don't have push notifications for social media or news or anything on my phone. I go out and I look it up, and I go to mynorthwest.com. And I actually look those things
You're like,
up.
I'm going to call you. Don't call me.
Exactly.
Now, somebody texted in and says, my wife and I have solved that problem by having matching 55-inch TVs. We watch what we want, come together when we want. Do you watch TV separate from Vic? Like, I would say, 95% of the things that I watch are with my wife.
Same.
We don't watch separate stuff.
I mean, I have not been able to convince him to watch Bridgerton or Love is Blind, so I end up watching a lot of shoot 'em ups.
Wait. Even if Lillian wanted you to watch Bridgerton, you wouldn't do it?
Wait. So it's funny that you just brought up Love is Blind. Yo! Last night, about 11-something, I had to go tinkle. I got up, and Love is Blind is on the TV, and she's up watching. And I'm like, are you still up watching this stuff? Like, that's what she watches when I go to sleep, is Love is Blind. And no, I'm not watching Bridgerton, Nick. I'm not watching that.
Except the same alley. That Love is Blind, man. That's some crazy stuff.
Oh, man. All right. Coming up next here on the show, it's time for Agree to Disagree. And one of the questions, will we ever see permanent daylight saving times? Gee Ursula.
This hour is brought to you by DUI Heroes. The John Curley Show.
When people sit there and they see people with the American flag and they're utterly disgusted because they associate the flag and USA with Donald Trump, don't do that. You're doing yourself an amazing disservice.
Weekdays 3 to 7.
You could dislike Donald Trump, but you can still love America. It's like discounting Photograph from Nickelback, which is actually a pretty good song. Think of the fact that you love this country, and what you love about it is it's inclusive. Good. Include others.
Watch The John Curley Show live on YouTube.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ENJOY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
You know, it's frustrating. You work your tail off for 40 plus years. The government takes 30 or 40% in taxes. Then they turn right around and waste it. Americans are getting fed up, and that's why they're taking advantage of tax planning. Charlie Harger here. Tax planning could significantly reduce your taxes, not just for 1 year, but for the rest of your life. Learn how much you could save in taxes when you retire with free retirement tax savings analysis from Boss Retirement Solutions. If you've saved more than $300,000, schedule your free analysis now by calling 206-210-1350. Don't pay the government one more dime than you need to. You need to call the team at Boss Retirement Solutions. Call 206-210-1350,
206-210-1350.
For informational purposes only, actual results may vary. No statement contained herein shall constitute tax, legal, or investment advice.
Sometimes we hang on to our old attorneys and coaches too long. They've been around, they've done good work. But when the legal game changes, you need a team that is hungry to win now. At Bible Law Group, we're that faster, hard-hitting legal team, ready to fight for every inch in the courtroom. With over 40 million closed for our clients, we know how to win, and we're ready to take on the biggest legal case of your career with you. Don't stick with a playbook that's gone stale. Switch to the legal team that's ready to win now. Let Bible Law Group be your linebacker in the courtroom. Find us online at BibleLawGroup.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
High five! Up top! Dave's company just got the 5-year price lock guarantee from Comcast Business. Yeah! It's 5 years of gig speed internet, advanced security, and a great rate that won't change. All from the company with 99.9% network reliability. Heck yeah! He hasn't given this many high fives since Deborah brought in her famous banana bread. Yes! The Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee. Powering 5 years of savings, powering possibilities. And it's hurting, but I am not stopping.
Woo! For a limited time, now through March 29th, switch to Comcast Business to lock in your rate for 5 years and get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Or ask how to get started with 150 megabit internet and Security Edge for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Don't wait. Call today. Restrictions apply. New customers only. 1-year contract required for guaranteed rate. Paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account required. 5-year pricing applies to monthly service charge excluding taxes and fees.
I'm here with Wes Jones of sellwithwes.com. And Wes, you were just telling me you think 2026 is going to be a rebound year for the housing market.
That's right. I think we're heading into the best real estate market of the past 4 years. And here's why. If you take a step back and look at the big picture, experts are anticipating a 15% increase in sales volume next year. Interest rates are at near 3-year lows and trending down, and home prices have held near all-time highs. There is a lot of pent-up demand. People have been sitting on the sidelines waiting for their time to jump into the market since 2022, and they need a place to buy.
So, hey, 2026 might be your year. If you're considering selling your home, if you're thinking about moving, but there was something that was just holding you back, now might be a great time. So do this. Go to sellwithwes.com. You can see your home's real value there with Wes's home value calculator. Then schedule an appointment by giving him a call. Sellwithwes.com. Sellwithwes.com. It really just is a better way to sell your home.
Olympic Hot Tub is clearing our warehouse. This is a rare chance to save thousands on in-stock hot tubs and get big savings on saunas and swim spas. Find our warehouse clearance savings in all 8 Olympic showrooms through March 8th. More at olympichottub.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
A story we've been following all morning, a domestic violence call and a deadly officer-involved shooting in the town of Algona in South King County. We go right to KIRO News Radio's James Lynch, who joins us now with the very latest. James?
Jillian, we are told that there are 2 victims here, along with the shooter, who is now deceased, shot and killed by a Pacific police officer. The 2 victims, both family members, were shot and sustained non-life-threatening injuries, a 14-year-old and an adult woman. Now, police received a 911 call for shots fired around 9 this morning. They say that call came from out of state. Here's Algona Police Chief James Shrimpshire.
We received a 911 call, either a close relative or someone that knows the family from out of state. They heard sounds of violence in the background, to include 1 shot.
Now, police say this incident was contained to this one family and there's no ongoing threat to the community. Live in Algona, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Thank you so much, James. We'll have more later today and on mynorthwest.com. We are now hearing from President Donald Trump defending the U.S. attacks against Iran.
The attacks happened even as nuclear talks were going on between U.S. and Iranian negotiators.
Based on the way the negotiation was going, I think they were going to attack first.
Speaking from the Oval Office during a meeting with Germany's chancellor, President Trump said Iran responded by attacking its own neighbors.
They're evil and they're bad.
Oil prices have surged on the global market following the attacks, but the president does not seem worried.
Those prices are going to drop, I believe, lower than even before.
Germany's chancellor concurred.
We all hope that this war will come to an end as soon as possible.
Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
Speaking of those oil prices, people in King County woke up to a 10-cent jump. AAA spokesperson Aixa Diaz says other factors are expected to drive up prices even more.
Refineries and gas stations will eventually, in the next few weeks, be switching over from winter blend gasoline to summer blend gasoline. Summer blend gasoline is more expensive to produce because of pricey additives that are included in the blend to make it harder for it to evaporate during the warmer months.
Right now, gas prices in Washington are 46% higher than the national average. The Small Business Administration has opened up low-interest loans for people affected by December's historic flooding. These are disaster loans. You do not have to own a business to apply, so homeowners, renters, and even nonprofits are eligible. Outreach centers with in-person help are being organized around the region, including the Auburn and Falls City Libraries, in the North End, the Snohomish Library, and Cedro-Woolley City Hall. Now we're going to check KIRO News Radio real-time traffic, and we are now light. It's very nice. So much more green on the map than anything else. Your speed limit drive in Tacoma all the way up through Federal Way. A little tiny bit of pressure when you get through the Renton S-curves, but not much. Renton to Bellevue is 12 minutes. Federal Way to Seattle, just 21 minutes. Linwood to Seattle on I-5 northbound is also 21 minutes. Lake bridges look clear, and I'm not seeing anything blocking. Report brought to you by KIRO Newsradio App. Text app to 888-973-5476 to download the KIRO Newsradio app. Listen to your favorite shows and get the latest news and updates sent straight to your phone. We're going to stay rainy today with a high of 54. Rain tomorrow, high of 53. It is 53 degrees right now in downtown Seattle. I'm Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
It is the Gee Ursula Show. Good morning to you. Happy Tuesday. Hey, before we get to agree to disagree, is Bridgerton, is it a good show?
I think it's a really good show. I haven't seen the latest season, but I fell in love with it during season 1. I've watched the others. They still haven't matched that first time. But, hey, yeah, for those of you who watch, how's the new season?
I think what messes me up is, I don't know, like real history. And so when I see stories and see folks dressed up in costumes and stuff like that, I'm out. I'm out. Like, don't they be wearing costumes
and
stuff?
Costumes, that's how they dressed at the time.
That's how who dressed?
The folks in that society where they're living. That's how that was how they dressed.
Was that British or was that United States?
British. So what's your point?
You don't like Love Is Blind. That you won't like British.
No, Angela, it's deeper.
Is it? And you know what? To be honest with you, I don't even know. I think it's based in England. Yeah. I didn't even focus on that part. I don't see them as costumes. I see it as period wear. It's period appropriate costumes.
I'm gonna. Okay.
When you my musical, they're gonna have costumes based on the period.
But I want you just to see what my wife deals with me. Like, you see how I just did that? You see how I was just like, okay. You said, well, gee, that's how they dressed at that time period. Right. And when they weren't doing that and they weren't fancy, how did they afford all those things? They were rich, right? They're all rich. They got all this money. How did they get that money? They went and took it from other people.
Gosh, it's a romance. It's based on romance novel.
I know, and it's hard for me to see
escapism.
How they got the money.
So what do you like to watch? Because I'd love to pick that apart.
Landman.
The Billy Bob Thornton stuff.
But then
Yellowstone.
How did they get the money to make the movie? I bet somebody took it from them.
I told you. Look, I told you what my wife has to deal with. That's why I get messed up. All right. And Vic likes Bridgerton?
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
he puts up with it, I
guess. He puts up with it.
He's never watched it.
Okay. That's why I still love Vic. All right. Agree to disagree. Brought to you by Garden Roofing and Gutters.
One of these days, we got to take off the gloves. Just really go at it.
All right, this is a story that it's ever since that I've lived out here, always makes the rounds right at this week. Because, by the way, folks, you want to be paying attention to what happens this weekend because the times they are a-changing. Daylight savings time is on the way, and our neighbors to the north are adopting a permanent solution to daylight savings time. Here's KIRO 7 TV's Lindsay Sheldon.
The province of BC is adopting permanent daylight saving time after the clocks spring forward next week. So the next time you'll see a difference will be in 8 months when we fall back here in Washington, and BC will stay the same. Officials say this will reduce disruptions for families in BC, simplify scheduling, and provide an extra hour of evening light during the winter months.
Now, it's on the books that we here in Washington are supposed to do the same thing, but it's got to go through Congress, and we all know how that's going. Angela, I start with you. Are we ever going to see permanent daylight savings time, or is this just going to be another topic we bring up on talk shows?
I don't think it's ever going to happen. I would love for it. I would just love for it to be consistent. All the research has shown that it's not good for us to be going backwards and going forward. It would be so much better if we could stay in the pocket. But I've been living long enough to see this debate come up every year, so therefore I'm not optimistic. Sorry.
Gee, you ever think this is going to happen?
Nah, because they want us to debate this every single year, and it just sounds good. And let me tell you, I love it, the feeling right now. I can't stand the feeling, the beginning of the big dark when the time is getting ready to come back. But you guys know, we don't agree on anything else, but all together, we are sure happy about it's getting ready to happen. Right now, lately, you've been seeing the sunset at 5:47. And you know when that hour springs ahead, it automatically is going to go to 6:47. And then we get closer to April, we start seeing it's 7 o'clock. Ooh, life is good. Yeah. Yes, my frozen grapes going to taste so much. Now, wait, the only thing that does suck is my bedtime is going to be during daylight.
And that is always, you go to bed that early?
I go to bed early.
Really?
Yeah,
That's why you have so much energy.
Because I get up at 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah, you're at the gym. You're
I'm
at the gym early.
Yeah, I got it. So, Nick, what you think, man? You down for the daylight savings?
I think it's okay, but I don't see a reason why we have to change it all the time. I kind of like just keeping it at normal pace, but yeah, I'm not looking forward to this weekend when we lose an hour. That's the only downside. I love the part where you fall back, but the spring forward, that's not too fun.
The one thing I didn't think about that my wife told me, I'm going to be in trouble because when it goes forward, instead of waking up at 3:30, in the beginning, I'm waking up at 2:30.
Exactly.
It's a little more dark in the morning.
Your dog going to be hurting for certain.
I'm a big fan of the increased light. I mean, it makes a huge difference. I literally feel like I feel solar charged sometimes. I feel like I can relate to Ursula.
I'm going to use that
here.
solar charged. Okay.
I will say in the summertime, like when it gets to that 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock time, it's nice when there's still a little sunlight out there.
You feel like you can do so much more with the day, right?
Yeah,
You feel like when the sun's up until 8 o'clock, it's like, I could go run whatever these errands are. I'm all about it. All right, this one, we've been talking a lot about where's the money come from? Well, how about if you had all the money in the world, what would you buy? Because there is a $1 billion music memorabilia auction that is about to go down, and it includes a big piece of Pacific Northwest history. It is Kurt Cobain's Smells Like Teen Spirit Fender that is going to be on display. The blue one, from the music video. The legendary one is going to be part of a $1 billion, yes, with a B, $1 billion music memorabilia auction. So, Gee, if you had all the money in the world, what is the piece of memorabilia that you would go for?
Dr. Martin Luther King speech writing, handwritten in a notebook on paper. Like that's it. That's what I would pay all types of money for that. I don't want anything else. Like, as you all know, I'm an auctioneer, so I see a lot of memorabilia. I see it. I sell it all the time. Let me see something like that, and if I got a chance, I'm getting it. How about you, Angela?
Ooh, well, my first thought when you asked that question, it went to Prince, because I'm still grieving that man's loss. And I just think he was such an icon and an innovator and so creative and had a really great reputation in the industry, and I like that. So it'd be something like the guitar in Purple Rain or something.
I just want to say, I feel cheated.
Yeah?
I feel cheated that I never really appreciated Prince outside of the movie Purple Rain. I loved Purple Rain, Apollonia, Morris Day, The Time, all that. I used to watch that movie all the time. But I spent most of my life, thinking that there was a beef and a battle, and you had to choose between Michael Jackson and Prince. Now, if I had to do it all over again, it'd be Prince all day. And I have a lot of reasons why I'd never support Michael Jackson. But I know there's G being deep again, who can't forget about the past.
Well, in hindsight's 2020 in the moment, too.
Yeah. But you're right about Prince. I just don't think I appreciated his music as much as I probably should.
Brilliant.
All right. Did you ever see the movie Purple Rain?
I'm a 80s kid. Are you kidding?
I know.
I mean, how many times?
All right. Text messages, feedback, and then we'll have words to live by. Angela's going to get that for us next. Gee Ursula.
KIRO Newsradio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Seattle's new mayor is laying out a big vision.
She offered few specifics. Engaging conversation.
Has anybody noticed their electric bill? It's diabolical, Ursula.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO Newsradio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO Newsradio, 97.3 FM.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss. This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Jeff's day is off to a slow start. So he heads to AutoZone, America's #1 battery destination, where Sammy, a local AutoZoner, tests his battery for free. Looks like he just needs a charge. And Sammy does that for free too. In no time at all, Jeff is back on the road, ready to finish the day strong. Free battery testing and charging at every store. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
The stock market was on fire in 2025 due to AI and tech stocks. Now is the time to set a strategy for 2026. It's a good opportunity to lock in those gains and invest into a stable platform. With $8 trillion in cash sitting on the sidelines, investors are either scared or unsure where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rurecka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at LegacyG.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at LegacyG.com.
It started as a puddle.
Where?
In the shower.
Uh-oh.
Then the kitchen sink.
Started backing up?
Yeah.
I know where this is going.
Clogged up.
Right. No problem.
Beg your pardon?
There's no clog we can't clear.
You're Dan.
From Apollo Plumbing.
This is going to get pricey.
How about $83?
To clear my drain?
Apollo Plumbing clears main drains every day.
For $83?
$83 or it's free.
What's the catch?
No catch. We'll even do a camera inspection.
Why's that? that?
It's the best way to find the cause of your clog.
And it's included?
No extra charge. Truth is, we hate clogs.
I don't love them.
Seen them all.
Ew.
I promise, there's no clog Apollo can't clear.
Guaranteed.
83 or free.
Goodbye, slow drains.
All it takes is an accessible clean out.
And Apollo gets my drains draining again.
You call, we come, it's fixed.
My heroes.
Just doing our job.
Thank you, Apollo Plumbing.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Whether you've done some preparation already or you're just beginning to plan for your retirement, it's never too late to make sure you have everything covered. Elder law attorney Rajiv Nagayach joins me. You have an opportunity coming soon that will help answer some important questions, don't you?
We do. And every month we take 3 or 4 opportunities to go to the communities and educate people about what proper retirement planning is. The notion of retirement planning around having a hodgepodge plan, working with a financial planner, a lawyer, a CPA, a doctor, those pieces by themselves are not going to give you the results you want in retirement.
And you and the LifePoint Law team want to teach us about the Safe Harbor Trust?
They do. The single biggest financial threat in retirement is an uncovered medical illness. A Safe Harbor Trust, it should be a must in most of these estates, but is not.
Be part of the next seminar in Tacoma on March 10th, Bellevue on the 12th, Federal Way on the 14th, and Everett March 17th. Learn more and secure your space at lifepointlaw.com. That's lifepointlaw.com.
Jackson Hewitt knows taxes are complicated, and with multiple jobs and tax forms, they're like Sonata complicated. Our no surprise pricing keeps things simple. Jackson Hewitt does your taxes for only $149 or less. And since we know all the new tax codes, you could get thousands back. So what are you waiting for? Hurry. File with Jackson Hewitt today for only $149 or less, guaranteed. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Snapshot from Progressive wasn't created for just anybody. Oh no, we made it for you. Gradual breakers. You keep your eyes on the road, so you've seen it all. As long as it all happened directly in front of you, like a Swedish masseuse, your foot knows exactly the right amount of pressure to apply to the brake. That's why your passengers feel totally relaxed with you behind the wheel and occasionally super sleepy. With Snapshot, safe drivers like you get personalized rates based on your driving habits. Sign up today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents.
It is Gee and Ursula. What a fun show it has been. Angela Poe Russell has gotten me. And when I get in the car today, I'm going to go be listening to Prince. I gotta recalibrate and give Prince some love because I just don't have, like, people text in, they love Prince, you love Prince. I don't love Prince like everyone else, and I kind of feel like I have FOMO.
Listen to Pop Life, Diamonds and Pearls, Starfish Coffee, so many I Hate You. I mean, you could just go on and on.
Do you like Prince music better than Michael Jackson music?
They're two different things. It's art. It's like looking at, they're just two different experiences. I couldn't.
If I'm honest, if you're thinking about the pure music and not the person, I got to go with Michael.
Same. Oh, no.
The music is quality.
As a matter of fact, I think Michael's the greatest ever.
Yeah.
But why do we have to compare them?
Because I'm human. What are you talking about?
Everything's a competition.
Everything's a competition. Everything is the best.
No, we should just appreciate. That's like saying, Mariah Carey versus, I don't know, Christina Aguilera. I'm making something up. Why?
What you mean? Well,
let's do amazing.
It. Okay, Mariah Carey, Whitney Houston. Which one's the best?
They're both amazing.
Stop it.
Okay,
Stop it.
Whitney's different.
Stop it.
Gotta go Whitney.
Okay, let me just be clear. Whitney is in her own planet. Okay, but in general, I appreciate all the voices.
First
I don't
of all,
need to compare art.
Hold on. You act like in our delegation we don't do this all the time. No. We be at family reunions and we compare. Which one, Mariah Carey or Aretha Franklin? Thank you.
I don't do that. Okay, my delegation is clearly a little mixed. I don't know.
Aretha Franklin. Aretha Franklin is a better singer than Mariah Carey. And it's okay to do it.
I think they are completely different. You know what it's like? It's like saying who's better, Gee or Ursula. You two bring something different.
Oh, you're going to start that right now.
I'm saying you Ursula brings her thing.
First of all,
you bring your thing.
I'm not even good enough at any craft to even be compared to anything. I'm talking about the greats of the greats. And I'm just saying right now, if you had to say the greatest male singer of all time is Luther Vandross.
No, I'm not saying that. I think Luther was amazing.
Which Luther? Skinny Luther or fat Luther?
I hate you right now. Question about grapes. Thank you, Lillian, so much for the frozen grapes. Adam and Ballard said, are the grapes soaked in mixed Kool-Aid or dusted in Kool-Aid powder? I'm told
It's dusted with the powder. Kool-Aid powder. Not any other substance.
All right, I'm going to skip down here to is Washington small business friendly. Theo in Seattle says, Gee, you're right about small business in Washington. I advocate on the regular. A friend of mine is closing his restaurant to go work for a national brand because he can make about $20,000 more with benefits and work less hours. Our small businesses are our local neighborhood culture. Thanks for calling attention.
most people, 253, don't realize that if your business is in Tacoma and you do a job in Olympia, you have to pay B&O tax in both cities. No way.
David in Redmond says we have the B&O tax because income is property and must be taxed equally. We can variable tax business activity, but not property.
Teddy Pendergrass or Al Green?
Might go Al Green on that one.
So Nick is playing this game with you. You and Nick play it. I'm listening.
We live in a life of hierarchy, man. We comparing.
Lionel Richie or Teddy Pendergrass?
Teddy Pendergrass.
Lionel all
Richie.
the way.
Lionel Richie.
Yeah.
Lionel Commodores? Oh, man. Okay, keep going.
And Lionel has written all these songs for other people. And then Charlie Wilson. Like, how do you compare Charlie Wilson to Lionel? Charlie's
Lionel.
voice. No, Charlie's voice. Lionel's, his writing.
How about this one? Stevie Wonder or Ray Charles?
Stevie. It's not even close.
Yeah.
Not even close.
See, Angela, the thing is, us, I'm going to speak for the dudes here. We could probably sit and say this person or this person forever. You
Like for hours.
Literally just sit around the
hours.
just on the couch. This 90s baseball player versus Mark McGwire or Sammy Sosa. Are you a Barry Bonds?
I just hate doing that with art because I feel like we need everybody. That's what makes it interesting. Some of the best duets because the voices are different.
You just want to, everybody gets a participation trophy. That's so nice. All right, time for words to live by. What you got, Angela?
We were talking earlier in scenarios about making the love last.
Yeah.
A great relationship doesn't happen because of the love you had in the beginning, but how well you continue building love until the end.
That was good stuff. All right, let's see how you're going to wrap this one around there, Nick.
Well, tipping culture's been on our minds maybe once or twice, bringing back the thought of tossing that idea and raising price. And if service is a plus and food is up to par with me, I'll be coming back and maybe give my own gratuity fee. Let's go crazy. But if they're playing background Bridgerton on their TVs, I might question whether there would be appearances from Gee. I think if you're going to compare Landman to Bridgerton, he's going to take Landman every day.
Bobby Womack or Sam Cooke?
I hate participating, but Sam Cooke for me.
Sam Cooke.
Yeah, Sam.
See, okay, here's the thing. Angela, deep down, even though you don't like to admit it, you do it.
Okay, but here's my problem.
Yeah.
You only mention black people. And that so often folks do that. They compare black folks, and then it doesn't leave room for everybody to be there. So why don't you compare other people?
Elvis Presley and Chuck Berry.
That's a good one.
Backstreet Boys versus NSYNC. Is that one?
NSYNC versus Boys to Men. I can go down a rabbit hole.
Paul, help. Help.
With Gee? You want me to rein Gee in now?
Abraham Lincoln or Barack Obama?
Wow. I'm out. I am out.
George Washington or Donald Trump?
Oh, jeez.
Oh, boy.
Angela, thank you. Hey, thank you, Paul. Thank you, Nick.
You too, man.
Jake and Spike, they're coming in next. Maybe don't do some comparisons. Jake or Spike?
You were like the annoying little brother. Oh, my gosh.
Hey, appreciate you for listening. Love you for that. And as always, be kind.
Hope you have as much fun as we have. So long, everybody.
The John Curley Show.
When people sit there and they see people with the American flag and they're utterly disgusted because they associate the flag and USA with Donald Trump, don't do that. You're doing yourself an amazing disservice.
Weekdays 3 to 7.
You could dislike Donald Trump, but you can still love America. It's like discounting Photograph from Nickelback, which is actually a pretty good song. Think of the fact that you love this country, and what you love about it is it's inclusive. Good. Include others.
Watch The John Curley Show live on YouTube.
John Curley here. A Lennox heat pump does the work of a furnace and air conditioner. And right now, get Lennox heating and cooling for the price of AC. For heating, cooling, plumbing, or electrical, call the Comfort People, Home Comfort Alliance, homecomfortalliance.com.
From whiplash to herniated discs, there are a few car accident injuries we've all heard of. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains that even the most common injuries differ from one another.
Pre-existing conditions, health history, beginning of treatment. There are hundreds of factors that make every person and every injury unique. While these variables aid medical treatment, the strongest case recoveries must also take them into account.
Could you explain a little bit more?
Our team at Pendergast Law is obsessed with turning over every stone to differentiate each case. This requires thorough investigation, diligent listening, and relentless research. We never pursue cases with a one-size-fits-all approach. We built our success by treating every injury and every case with the individualized attention our clients need and deserve.
Pendergast Law's individualized approach to even the most common injuries makes the difference in case outcomes. It's another reason why I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
Xfinity Tech Support, Matthew speaking.
Hi, I live in a pretty remote place, like Jurassic Park remote. No!
Wow.
Will Xfinity Mobile work out here?
Yep, the combination of reliable Wi-Fi and 5G makes it so that you can stay connected in all kinds of places. Plus, you get access to ultra-fast speeds and coverage, whether you're poolside or out live streaming with a T-Rex.
Hold still, you're about to go viral.
Welcome to a new era of Wi-Fi boosted mobile. Cut your mobile bill in half with 2 lines of unlimited. Discover a new era of Wi-Fi boosted mobile at xfinitymobile.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Watch Jurassic Park with Xfinity. Savings comparison based on promotional rate for 2 lines of Xfinity Mobile Unlimited versus 2 lines of T-Mobile Experience More, Verizon Unlimited Plus, and AT&T Starter as of February 10th, 2026.
Hair Volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and newnordicusa.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
Jen, I didn't know you shopped here. Hey, I'm hunting for something fresh for spring. Oh, girl, skip them all. Jewelry Television has the best spring looks right now. JTV, way ahead of you. Just hit up JTV.com yesterday, scored the cutest clover earrings, 2 tennis bracelets, and this gorgeous pearl ring.
Right now, new customers get $20 off any purchase of $99 or more at JTV.com.
Oh, and gold hoops and this turquoise bracelet. Just a couple things, huh? Maybe more than a couple.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle.